Live.
All right. Sounds good.
Where's the
Send
tweet?
that tweet. I got it right here, ready to go.
Look at
I've
you.
honestly been sitting here since we got done with the Deadpool, just fucking hanging out.
Done with
I
the
watched
Deadpool?
Collision. I just watched Collision here, waiting because
Okay.
listen, 2 weeks is a very long time for me to go not podcasting. And I went a full 2 weeks. I didn't guest on anyone's show. When you podcast as much as I do, and then you just cold turkey for 2 weeks, it was really fucking weird for me. So I've been extremely excited about coming back and doing this today.
I get it.
Yeah, I get it too. I mean, Katie got to get a jump start first with She'll Eat. Yes, 2 days ago.
I haven't taken a break.
Yeah, she didn't go on break.
That's right. She didn't.
DC's been waiting.
Almost as long as I have. Allison's here with her Dickosaurus Rexes.
Nice.
Will's here.
Sweet. Oh, by the way, I actually watched Dynamite this week.
What?
No,
You
didn't.
were
Liar.
excited.
I mean, you always get me excited, man.
Now
Yo.
he's either just saying he watched, or he's gonna be like, "Oh, I only watched this, this, and this."
So, okay. There is a caveat, but I watched the full show. I didn't really pay attention to any of the matches except for one, and I'll get into it. I know what happened. I had him play him in the background. I was really more there for the story plots.
That's happening for everyone else, right?
Yeah, no, that's happening for everyone else.
Okay.
That's Vince.
Okay. Just making sure.
Which is why I always make sure we have 3 or 4 people on the show. So if we lose one, it just keeps going.
We have backups.
That's the whole. That's how all this started with you and me, Katie. Is I needed a backup.
Yeah, because Vince stopped showing up for a month, and then I had to step in because I'm awake at this hour.
Yeah, it was great. And now we've got guests. I can't wait to talk about that. First show back at 2024. It's going to be a good one. And once Vince gets his shit straight, you good? You good? I can't hear a word you're saying.
This is usual for him. Just let it happen.
Oh,
How about now?
yeah.
I have no idea what happened. My screen just kind of went blank. It just went, it cut to black, kind of like when someone makes an AEW wrestling debut, you just see a black screen.
True.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not sure what happens. We may have technical difficulties. I'll come back if we do,
I think it's because you were talking about something you were enjoying in AEW from what I'm gathering in the comments about you watching for the first time. So it's probably just the universe.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. It's a thing. No, well, I mean, I was mostly there for the story advances, especially after what happened at World's End. So and they opened up with the one thing I really wanted to see. So it kind of went straight on there, plus, there was the 3 unholy trinity of AEW for me, and neither of them were on the show. So it made me enjoy the show, which of course that's Jericho, Jarrett, Guevara. Neither of them were on the show as far as I can't remember if Guevara was on the show or not, but neither of them were there.
No. Jericho and Guevara were on Rampage.
Rampage,
which is the one show I didn't watch.
Rampage.
I watched Dynamite and Collision. I didn't watch Rampage, but
I did not watch Collision.
Vince, you want to run the intro? Let's get started.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to Smack It Raw.
following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub, the Smackin It Raw Podcast. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and I am here today with my co-host. Of course, she is host of the She Lead Showcase, Inside the Mind of, In the Crowd, and Story Time with Miss Katie Kinzy Bay. He is the Pornhub Poppy, the Sultan of Spitter Swallow, Daddy Delgado, my friend Vince.
What's up, guys?
And making her debut with us today, she is a wrestling fan, she is a content creator, and the woman, no pun intended, behind my favorite part of the week, Wagon Wednesdays. It's Dani Leigh. Dani, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm nervous as hell. I've decided to be completely honest about my wrestling opinions today, which is a rarity because I'm always afraid of backlash. So I'm nervous, but I'm ready.
We don't kink shame or judge when it comes to wrestling or anything else around here, so you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Unless it's Vince. We judge Vince a lot, but
he gets judged every day.
To be fair, you guys don't like a lot of the things I enjoy, so that's kind of why. But it be what it be.
So we kicked off 2023 with Willow, which was a great episode. We had a blast with her, and I wanted to do the same thing for 2024. And when I was kind of figuring out how I wanted to do that, I actually came across a post from Dani where she had talked about how she was trying to create a space for women in the IWC that was a safer space, and how immediately she was attacked and shown exactly why we need this for women. And one of the things that I've always prided myself about with the Smackin It Raw podcast, outside of the fact that we're the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub, is that I've tried to use this platform to advocate for things that are important to me. You know, we did a lot for Black Lives Matter, including the stuff with TC and Reek over at Young Kings Wrestling. Love those guys. They're selling those Black Lives Matter t-shirts with all those proceeds going to a good cause, NWO style. You guys can still go get those at YKWrestling.com. We did the pro wrestling pro-choice t-shirts after Roe versus Wade got knocked down, with all those proceeds going to Women's Reproductive Rights Assistance Project. We've advocated for LGBTQ. Katie is our bisexual representative on the show. All of these things have been important, and also we support sex work. So that, as well as having a woman who is in sex work, who is dealing with the troubles, because Katie's talked about what a pain in the ass it is to be a woman in the IWC, period. Dani, tell us a little bit about how that's been going for you and that whole situation.
Well, it's complicated because it involves a lot of in-person stuff too. I guess the main thing is you have to come to terms of being a female wrestling fan is that you'll never be taken seriously. There's so many men, they're like, oh, if only more women watch wrestling. I would love to have a woman watch wrestling with me, but they never take women seriously. So even like a lot of trouble with me on the independent scene is I would travel to shows alone and they would just assume, oh, here's this girl traveling to a wrestling show alone. She must want to like hook up, right? And it's like, I just really like wrestling. It's my happy place. So that's led to trouble. And it's kind of the same thing online, like basically being constantly accused of pretending to like wrestling, that I'm not a real fan. Women always face it like you just think this person's attractive or this person, but I'm actually more attracted to females physically, which not a lot of people know anyways. But just as a woman, which I'm sure a lot of sports fans in general, female sports fans probably relate, we're never taken seriously. I can say something and then so many men will just reword what I said to explain it back to me, because heaven forbid I be right about something or I actually know something about wrestling. So I kind of just don't even talk about how passionate I am about wrestling because it gets so much hate. And let alone if I ever speak of a personal experience that happened to me by someone that people at home may know, oh, just get attacked. I don't even have like a post up for 10 minutes before I'm just like crying in my room alone. So I mean, it's hard, and it's just coming to the fact that like no one will ever take me seriously, and that's why when I told you before we went live that I'm going to be honest about my wrestling opinions today. It's because no one really cares what my opinions are. When men ask me, what do I think about this or that? They're just waiting to tell me what they think about it. They want to see if I agree with them. It's all about them. No one really cares about what female wrestling fans really have to say. So I came to terms with it. So now I'm just going to say whatever because it doesn't matter.
Well, on the bright side, here we do care. The whole reason I brought you on was specifically so that you could have your voice. You could talk about wrestling in an environment where that's not going to happen. And Katie and Willow and a bunch of women that we've had on can attest to the fact that we are here specifically for that reason. So you don't have to worry about that today. Whatever your wrestling opinions are. I mean, I shat on Matt Riddle for how long until he finally left WWE?
As long as he started in the company, probably.
Pretty much. So like opinions are opinions, to each and every one their own. And I can't wait to hear yours. Katie, news and rumors.
Yeah. So over the weekend, see, it's kind of hard because like we weren't here for 2 weeks, but like I was doing my show. So like if timelines are weird, fuck off, I'm doing my best. Your girl Shotzi got married in Vegas and then proceeded to wrestle in a match later that night in her wedding dress. Gangster. And she looked beautiful and happy for her.
She always looks beautiful. And no, that was really
badass.
Cool. They did that whole video where she's like, oh shit, I gotta go. And then she runs, even though it was obviously a different dress so that she could wrestle in.
Well, yeah.
Wrestling out there, same night, live show. I loved everything I saw from it. All the clips on Instagram and shit was great.
And like she got to get married to someone she loves and then do something she loves right after. Who doesn't love that? Beautiful. Love it. Andrade is now done with AEW. He made a nice little post. Didn't shit on anyone. He was kind of just being like, I enjoyed my time. These are the people I enjoyed. Gave a shout out to all the Latinos. And then, now he's just chilling with Charlotte because Charlotte just had her knee surgery, helping her recover. Will he show back in WWE? Probably. At some point.
I really need him to show up. I don't care when, but I need him to show up on SmackDown because all my fine Latinos are on SmackDown. And regardless of if he joins the faction or not, he's going to be joining more fine Latinos. So it's just like a cornucopia of fine Latinos just all wrapped up in a nice, neatly tight SmackDown.
You don't want to spread them around to like Raw.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe not group him just with the fine Latinos because he's proved himself as a storyteller and a great character at this point. You put him on Raw because he doesn't need to be. That's what's going to happen if he goes to SmackDown. Like even if they don't start out that way, it will just merge that way. But you don't want that. You want to be separate. You need
I see that. I can see that. I do really want to see him back with Selena though, whenever he does come back. It doesn't have to be right away, but at some point I do want that to be rekindled. I mean, also his wife, fiance, they're married. Yeah, wife. Charlotte is on SmackDown too. So like it makes sense to have him on SmackDown. There's reasons, but I have, personal biases.
You're just trying to start an entire Latino wrestling division on SmackDown and have them take over. It's going to be LWO versus LWO Wolfpack. Where does Andrade fall?
Wherever Selena's allegiances lie,
That's the original LWO.
Yeah. Bring up Lola Vice too. Pair them up with the
Lola Vice got some beef with LWO. She was not excited when they came down. Elektra was. Lola was like, I don't know these people.
That's because Elektra got left behind and she just missed her friends.
I mean, understandable. I get it.
No, Lola was commenting underneath posts of Santos' stuff. So, maybe she wants that. I don't know. But they can keep Dom over on Raw because I need a reason to watch Raw and Dom's right there. Then you get Damian Priest. You got some fine Latinos.
That's true. You make good points.
Yeah. Bad Bunny can show up on Raw. Give me all the fine Latinos.
All right, Katie, what else you
got? Raquel Rodriguez, I take a screenshot because I didn't write it down. Raquel Rodriguez revealed on Instagram that she has been diagnosed with mast cell activation syndrome. It's basically when your eczema gets progressively worse, and that started back in December of 2022-ish. So she had a lot of redness, swelling. It kept her from going to the gym and traveling and wrestling. So she's kind of just trying to work through that. That's also why we probably didn't see her a lot last year, which makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. That just sounds awful. And I hope she can figure that out and get better.
You know, that regardless of whether or not Vince claims Raquel, you don't want to see anyone sick or diseased going through stuff like that.
No, you don't. We don't wish ill intent on other people. I may not claim her like Matt says, but hopefully she gets a speedy recovery and can get back into the ring.
Can at least figure it out and help calm it down. Because we saw her a little bit at the end of last year, but not a ton.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure being on the road and stress makes any condition worse. So it's probably good for her to take some time.
Yeah, just stay at home, figure it out. It's the same thing with wrestlers who keep wrestling when they're injured. No, take the time, go home, figure it out, and then come back. Go to Bushi. Look at you.
Yeah.
With your broken ankles. Plural. Both. He broke both in a match. It was an awful thing. I didn't write it down because I knew Matt didn't want to talk about it because it's New Japan.
I mean, you can talk about New Japan.
I mean, that was basically.
I don't stop you from talking about New Japan. I don't watch New Japan, and I have no.
I don't either.
That's all.
I just heard about it.
I know you talked about it. I guess we kind of have to address the Jericho situation.
Yeah, that was gonna be next on my list.
Yeah. So this whole thing is a shit show.
Yeah.
Nick Houseman makes a statement after going back and forth with Jericho that there are some stories about Jericho that when they come to light are not going to look so good, and compares him to Harvey Weinstein, and then somebody comes out and mentions Kylie Ray and kind of outs her, and she likes it, and it's been a whole back and forth thing with people attacking Jericho and people attacking Houseman. And the way I look at it is, if Jericho did any of the stuff that he is accused of, then he needs to be held accountable for that. I also agree with the side that you should not be. Well, I don't think, he just said that there are stories out there. Somebody then went in the comments and commented and put Kylie Ray's name in it without probably clearing it with her first, which is fucked up. And you should never out somebody or put them out there. That is their story to tell. It is not yours, and it should not be done for clout. However, I don't feel like, because Nick didn't specifically say anything, he just said there are stories, blah, blah, blah. Still, you don't ever want to do that to a victim. There's a reason why, and there are a lot of reasons why, some of which not being taken seriously, not being believed, which we talked about a little bit at the beginning of the show, are a lot of the reasons why victims don't come forward early on, why it takes a while until someone is brave enough to do so, and then you feel comfortable because someone else has things like that. So victim shaming, victim blaming, all this stuff is a big risk in this situation as it is, especially with somebody as popular and famous as Jericho. It's a shitty situation all around for everybody.
Yeah.
I also don't like Nick Houseman as a person, but that's just me. So
yeah, no.
I have my own reasons, but I just don't like him. Last two things I have, very simple. We have a date for Vengeance Day, which will be February 4th in Tennessee. Obviously, that's Will's territory.
Speak of the devil.
Road trip to Tennessee.
I think it's at Clarksville, Tennessee. I don't necessarily remember. I just wrote Tennessee. We'll be there. And then we got a weekend in Canada for Money in the Bank. So Money in the Bank will be Saturday, July 6th. And then NXT Heatwave will be that following Sunday, so the 7th. Toronto, Canada. I won't be there either. I don't have a passport, but I'm glad that they're continuously doing pay-per-views not in the United States, because go other places. We're not cool anymore. Go somewhere else.
It's bittersweet.
Because you miss out, but also it's great for everyone
to have that enjoyment. Like, is it very selfish of me to go to like 5 pay-per-views a year? Yes. Is it selfish of me to be sad that I'm not going to easily be able to go to 5 pay-per-views a year? Yeah. But I'm also very happy that those people that don't even get to experience one in a lifetime now have that opportunity. So it's bittersweet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Paris is getting backlash. Like, that's crazy.
Puerto Rico and
I'm just jealous of you and Katie going to all these shows.
Hey, now.
How many shows did you go to last year, Katie?
Let's see. Off the top of my head, Payback, SummerSlam, which was a mistake. 5 or 6.
See, you're right there with Dani. 5 or 6 shows.
You know what?
Vince tried to drag me out repeatedly, and I couldn't.
Every single
because I
They
just
all
bought a
weren't
house.
pay-per-views, though. I will say. I just want to specify.
I think mine
show's a show.
My body count for shows was pretty high up this year too, because it started with Raw. Then I had SmackDown. I had Collision, the first Collision. Then I went to Survivor Series. So that's like what, 4? Maybe 4 shows. Okay.
I bought a new house and had to fix it up, so
You
I
also
didn't
have
get to go to any shows.
Like,
listen, Zoe.
Oh,
Here's the thing. The lovely thing about me and my wife is my wife does not like going to live shows because she doesn't like watching wrestling without commentary.
Mhm.
So we've gone to pay-per-view. She just doesn't like being there and watching it live without the commentary, which means until Zoe is old enough to come with me and stay up late enough, I can go to shows, and Kate's fine staying home and hanging out with Zoe for the most part. So it works out that way. I couldn't make the money work because I redid a bathroom and put in new garage doors and all sorts of shit.
Man, I told you this last year, and I'm telling you this again. Get your priorities straight, man. Come on, get to these wrestling shows. Forget about your house. Forget about being a productive adult. Go to wrestling shows.
Yeah. I could have not rebuilt the bathroom and saw CM Punk or grab CM Punk's titty with you, right?
I cuffed his titty. Yes.
But didn't you full on grab Sami Zayn's? Like, you need
I got nipple.
You were grabbing a lot of male titty at Survivor Series.
Listen. I almost had Randy too. I was trying to get like a whole, group of them.
Now, those are some nice titties. Randy Orton has some very nice titties.
Randy Orton came back jacked and looking like a snack. I say this every week.
Yeah, I've always had a thing about his legs, like, not even in a sexual way. I don't even know what you want to do with this information, but I just want him to like brush me with his thighs. That's all I think about every time he comes out.
I noticed he had giant thighs when I started playing wrestling video games, and they would make giant thighs on him, and that's when I started to pay attention. And ever since then,
nice legs.
I've liked thighs so much.
Yeah,
nice legs.
So shout out to Randy Orton.
And his legs.
Shout out to Randy Orton.
And his legs.
And his legs. Anything else, Katie?
No, that's all I had. Unless there's something else I missed that happened today.
Not today, but you did not mention that Dolph Ziggler is officially over in New Japan.
Yeah. Ziggles.
The other guy you don't like is over there too.
No, we ain't got to talk about him.
Oh, yeah. Now, listen. He is in Japan where he, cool, do your thing over there. We did hashtag Ritter over Riddle last year. That was the end of it. He's gone. He's done. We don't need to mention him. And his compared to the badass Evil Dead tribute video that Nick Nemeth dropped, popping heads with super kicks and all that, to the very generic thing that we got from Mr. Riddle to announce himself in New Japan, not comparable. Yeah.
That just reminded me. I did see something yesterday that supposedly that Naomi is going to be wrapping up with Impact at the end of January, leading to speculation that maybe she could show up at the Rumble. So she could be making her way back to WWE, not just Sasha Banks being the free agent, but Naomi could be a free agent Trinity. Maybe she comes back.
See, I keep seeing stuff about this, and I didn't say it specifically because it is rumored, and I think WWE and TNA are trying to work out some type of fucking deal, because TNA is now calling their pay-per-views PLEs, and WWE is doing something TNA-ish related. I can't remember off the top of my head, but like, I smell it. I see what y'all are doing. I'm not stupid. Mickey James came over as Knockouts champion.
We also have like the YouTube like WWE Awesome show with like talk about the figures, and they always have Matt Cardona and Brian Myers on there, and they put TNA Superstar underneath their names. So I feel like that means something.
Yeah,
the connections are there.
Honestly, that's what's so great about the Triple H regime is that we're hearing rumblings of like cross-brand promotional stuff. Like there's TNA. I also heard maybe New Japan, maybe Stardom as well.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Thanks,
Am I Mexican? Okay. Sorry about my cat.
Back in the 90s, Vince kind of helped fund and support ECW a little bit during the whole Monday Night Wars against WCW. This could be Triple H's version of that, helping kind of support and do some things with TNA.
Yeah.
While dealing with the, back and forth with AEW. I don't know. I'm interested. I'll see. I'd like TNA to stay TNA, though. I don't want WWE to buy them out because, again, it's great to have places for people to go, and I'd like them to keep their identity and do what they've been doing. Like that whole rebranding thing back to TNA that they dropped, that was fucking fantastic. And that got me more hyped for anything in TNA than I had really ever been.
The package was phenomenal. No pun intended. AJ Styles.
Endeavor bought streaming rights to TNA Plus. That's why they changed PLE rights.
I literally forgot that happened. That only happened like a month ago. So great.
Yeah, Vince, it's 2024 and you still have not gotten topless for us.
He doesn't specify me. He could be talking about you.
No.
Yeah, but I got topless in 2023
He's
repeatedly.
done shows topless. I'm legally not allowed to, nor do I want to.
On my anniversary, I got done doing the thing that my wife said I'm not allowed to say that we do together on stream anymore, and came down without a shirt on post-coitus and did a stream when I was supposed to have the day off. So he's not talking about me.
No. Just clarifying, there was no name specified there. It didn't necessarily have to talk about me.
We know it's you, sir.
Well, it does say shirt or hoodie, and only one of us is wearing a hoodie.
Katie's wearing a hoodie.
What did we just say?
This man?
Oh, okay. There we go. He specified.
Yeah, there's your specification.
There you go.
Clear as day. I can't wait till, what was it, like February that we did the Chatgasm where we did the roast events. We're going to have to rerun roast events this year.
It becomes a yearly event.
Yeah, yearly roast events. All right. Now, for anyone that's watching who's unfamiliar with our show, what the general basis of the show is spits and swallows, or likes and dislikes, our week in wrestling review. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go around the room. I'm going to pick someone. I'm going to say, for example, Dani, spit or swallow, and she's either going to swallow something she enjoyed that she watched this week or spit something she didn't. And we'll go back and forth until we've kind of gone through everyone's, and then we'll talk what our favorite show that we watched this week was, and that is pretty much the rest of the episode. So I think it's only fair to start with our guest, Dani.
I would like to go last.
You can go last. Actually, you know what? I'll go first.
Oh, here we go.
In honor of Wagon Wednesday and Dani being here, my very first swallow for 2024 is something that happened tonight.
Yep.
Sky Blue versus Kiera Hogan on Collision, which, everything else aside, that was my match of the night. Because everything with Sky Blue is fantastic. And her and Kiera actually put on a really good match outside of the aesthetics of the match, which were also fantastic. So in honor of Wagon Wednesday, my first swallow is Sky Blue versus Kiera Hogan, and Sky Blue got the win.
Well,
I like that. That's a good one.
I didn't watch it, but I have no doubts that it was a phenomenal match.
You should go back and watch it.
We'll see. I got stuff to watch tomorrow for another podcast we're doing to rewatch.
That is true.
Rewatch.
Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna swallow Nia Jax defeating Becky Lynch on Monday Night Raw. First match of 2024. Listen, I've been saying it since she came back. Nia looks better than ever. Her in-ring work I appreciate a lot more now. I wasn't the biggest fan when NXT I was, and then main roster stuff I was like, eh. This blood feud, quite literally, because Becky bled again.
Really?
Between her, oh yeah, Nia kind of popped there a little bit. It was just a little bit of blood. She was fine. I saw reports she was okay backstage. But I love it. It's giving them something to do. It's building up Nia as a threat. She's not taking the title off of Rhea, or somebody's gonna get hurt. I'm just saying. But I loved the match. Like I said, it was day one. You started off hot with this feud that's been brewing for 5 years. Can't go wrong.
Allison's been rooting for Nia too. I agree with you. Nia's been fantastic since she's been back. I love that they played back into this whole thing with her and Becky, and the match was great. Nia's been fantastic. There was a lot of bullshit about Nia coming back and how she hurts people and blah 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 blah, and this and that. And she shut everyone up. So props to Nia.
Yeah.
The finish was really good to the match. The knockout, like
the uppercut.
Yeah.
Right hand. Yeah, I love that.
It was good. It was good. Like, you guys know, I'm not the biggest Nia Jax fan, but you know, this was good. This was good content. Like, keep doing more of this. This is good.
Will Swallowing TNA dropping new belts every day this week leading up to Hard to Kill?
I haven't actually seen the new belts. I gotta look at that.
I don't think they haven't yet. I think it's like this upcoming Monday, like this week.
Okay, all right.
Listen, I remember when TC first came on and I couldn't even get him to say spit or swallow, and here he is swallowing Nia Jax in the chat. He would just take a drink because he didn't want to say he was swallowing. Now here he is, my boy, fully embracing it.
He's progressed.
Vince, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna swallow the Miss TV segment that was advertised with a member of Judgment Day or with Judgment Day, and R-Truth comes out as Mrs. Guest. This obviously led to a tag match. I'm swallowing everything that encompassed this whole segment. The line where Miz asks Truth, "Where's the rest of the Judgment Day?" and he's like, "What? They were right behind me. I thought they were right here." And then Miz talking about, "Oh, you're seeing imaginary people again," making references to little Jimmy. I thought that was funny. That popped me. JD came out. Dom came out. They keep mentioning to JD that he's not in Judgment Day anymore. The Miz
because he lost the match.
Yeah. And it's honestly so entertaining. I like it. Truth, once they actually set up the tag match, he was actually in the neutral corner because he like it was so funny. I love R-Truth. He's been fantastic since he returned. At one point, he tags Dominic Mysterio, even though that's not his tag team partner. Him and Dom end up on the same corner, and they're looking at each other like hilarious. They try to swerve him or try to like talk him into like attacking Miz, and it ends up backfiring on JD and Judgment Day. Miz, Awesome Truth reunions. Shout out to 2011. I was watching back then. So it was great. There was just a bunch of fun stuff on there, and then the backstage segment with Awesome Truth. Maybe they have a reunion going. DIY comes in, and they somehow looks like they might have gotten a tag team title match by way of R-Truth's many responsibilities within the Judgment Day. You know, so I'm swallowing all of that. That's great content.
Because he also did this Shawn Michaels Ric Flair throwback in there. He did the "I'm sorry, I love you."
That too. Oh my god, yes, Dani. Yes, I forgot about that.
Oh,
it's just a gem.
Shout out to Pretty Kyle from the Apron Bump. Vince, take your shirt off. Also, JJ, I love you. Spit Matt Riddle's MLW debut. Thank you for supporting #Riddle over Riddle. No, the whole thing was great. I love like everything with R-Truth being like, oh, this is like a strange bedfellows, and like we're not a team, but we're a team. The wink and all that, and R-Truth is fucking amazing. Just fantastic.
Oh man.
Mhm.
Like
Allison said he's the best member of Judgment Day. I know Vince doesn't necessarily agree with that. I kind of do.
right now,
Well,
he is the
no,
most
it's Rhea.
entertaining member of Judgment Day. Rhea is still best member
The
of
leader.
Judgment for various reasons.
And winner of Smackin It Raw Podcast only award last year, Best Ass 2023
Rhea Ripley, woo.
by unanimous vote.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Dani, spit or swallow.
I guess swallow, and I'll go with I guess going with the whole Raw thing. Like, I'm really loving Nakamura and Cody Rhodes. Nakamura is so evil. Like, I just love it, and it makes so much sense. And one of my biggest issues, where I still think that Cody's going to be the one to take the belt off of Roman, but one of my biggest issues is that as a baby face, he really had no struggles. He came in and was just like, okay, like, oh, this was my dad's dream. It's my dream now. And like face, like he just beat everyone, and his pappy face, no struggles. So I think why I'm so emotionally attached to how evil Nakamura is, it's like Cody Rhodes first, like actual, and someone's trying to destroy that. Someone's trying to stop that for him. So it means something. So I think that it will mean more when Cody inevitably wins the belt, because he worked for it, because he had to work against this evil force. And I just love that so much. I'm so into it. I love it. I could cry when I watch it.
It's good shit.
Beautiful.
It's good shit. It just to be a little nerd here. A hero is only as good as their villains. You look at Batman and Spider-Man as examples. You have a tremendous rogue gallery of villains, and Cody has some villains now. With Shinsuke, he had Brock Lesnar there. He dabbled with Judgment Day, and I'm sure he's going to have one more other pit stop before he gets to the final boss, which is Roman Reigns. And I do think he is going to be the one to dethrone him, but we'll talk more about that once we get to more of Raw segments.
I need that to happen. I really do.
I need it to happen in Mania.
I'm going to cry. Yes.
I'm going to cry.
I'm going to cry.
No, I'm going to cry because I'm going to see it.
But the anime dub thing that they do with Shinsuke, the stories and all of it is so good. And it's great to see, because I was a huge Shinsuke fan coming out of NXT. And then he had his Royal Rumble run, and that didn't end so well for him. But playing into that with this whole thing with Cody as well, like I won the Rumble and I didn't succeed, and you run the Rumble and you didn't succeed. I'm going to make sure that you don't do it again. You're not going to get there before I do. I love the whole story. It's fucking great.
It's
Yeah.
the best thing in the world.
A1.
JJ said her only swallow for WWE is AOP coming back. She may watch now. We'll talk about that in a little while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to swallow, since we're on Raw. Chelsea and Piper confronting the tag team that we call Disco Ninja Sex Party, your tag team champions, in the club. The whole vignette was fun. I love everything that Chelsea and Piper have been doing. I love seeing Caden and Katana, get showcased, and also seeing them in the club, which is where the whole Disco Ninja Sex Party thing came from originally, was the raves and everything like that. So this is great. I love actually kind of working on that women's tag division. I still need Alba and Isla somewhere in there, not just hiding in boxes on Christmas and jumping out. Like, I need the Spooky Witches because of the curse that they teased us with, and then we just got away from. So can I get my redheads back in there, please? But
yes,
other than
please.
that, I mean, they got to take out Piper and Chelsea again, and I enjoyed that whole segment between them.
Because it was fun. Because it's different. It's not the same like backstage shit that we see every week. No, it's Piper and Chelsea being like, we're going to go to where our champions are right now. We're going to confront them, and then you're going to get a drink thrown in your face. Very club style.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't know about you guys, but that just kind of made me think about Damian Priest's NXT days, especially after he won the North American title and he jumped into the jacuzzi. Like,
With his chain on.
Yeah, with his jeans on. Oh my god, give me that Damian Priest. Give me that Damian Priest. That's
maybe if he ever actually cashes in, Vince.
He has until July. Don't rush the process.
Better hurry his ass up. Running out of fucking time.
Don't rush the process.
No.
Katie, spit or swallow?
I mean, you already know what my next one's gonna be. Rhea Ripley, Ivy Nile, let's fucking go. Big swallow. Listen, Ivy Nile is my little pitbull. I love her. She's been showcased perfectly as in NXT, kind of just being the Creed's little sister kind of role. And she got her chance to showcase herself on Raw. And I think she did a fantastic fucking job, especially against Rhea, who has been on a dominant tear for like over 200 some days after winning the title at Mania, which that made me cry. It was a really good match. Ivy looked awesome that she did. Rhea's just a menace in the best way possible, swinging her belt dick around when people think they're not filming her. How dare you, ma'am? I loved it, though.
I had it on my list. Dani talked about wanting to be crushed by Randy Orton's thighs. We know exactly whose thighs you want to be crushed by, and that is Rhea's. But no, Ivy looked amazing. Like, it was a great match. You called her a pitbull. She's in there. Rhea is the most dominant women's champion. She's holding her own, and someone who hasn't really had a lot of singles showcases in NXT or on the main roster. So this was a great showing for her. I love the whole thing.
Good shit, man. It was just good shit all
Will, you're not that old. I think you can make it, but I love you, and we'll talk to you later. I know you'll catch up. Also, shout out to Broadcast who showed up. Love our Australian friends. Appreciate the support. Speaking of which, because I didn't do it at the so normally we have sponsors, and we're in a transition with sponsors, so there are no sponsors this week. So normally I plug all the shit in the beginning of the show, but we'll do it in the middle of the show now where the sponsors normally go. I want to thank everyone who's checking us out right now, whether you're checking us out over at twitch.tv/Creation World, where it is free to like, to subscribe, to comment. All of that is free to do over at Twitch, but also you guys get a free sub every month. If you have Amazon Prime, you link your Prime account to your Twitch account, get that free sub. You can give it to us. You can give it to Katie now because she reached her goal last year and she's accepting subs. Will is an old man at night, but you can catch him during the day or a little earlier in the evening. He's on there. You can throw it to any of our friends here on Twitch. Support your favorite content creators, and it doesn't cost you anything to use that sub every month. You're just taking money out of Jeff Bezos' pocket and showing support for someone that you really like and the content that they do so that they can keep doing it. So please do that. And speaking of free to like, subscribe, and content or comment, you can check us out at youtube.com/Creation World. Katie, what does all that do?
It helps boost the algorithm and helps find new listeners.
It does. And Katie, why do I want to help find new listeners?
Oh, well, dear Matthew, it's because you're a whore.
I am a whore. I'm a whore for likes. I'm a whore for comments. I'm a whore for views. I'm a whore for your entertainment. I will do pretty much anything to entertain you guys and get you guys to tune in and check us out. That is the whole basis of this podcast. So please go show us a little support, like, comment, subscribe, check us out on YouTube. It's not just us. You've got Smackin It Raw. You've got Getting Off, which will be back tomorrow with me and Katie and our boy Reek from Young Kings Wrestling. 3 of the 4 members of the Core 4 talking X and Pearl and doing a little review on that. You've also got the Creation Conversation, which starts back on Monday, every Monday through Friday at noon. All of that is available and any other content we drop, so please go check us out there. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Creation World, where for $1 you get 3 shows. You get Return to Wrestling, where me and Travis break down old school WCW. You have If You Have to Ask, where me and my wife do Am I the Asshole post, and Katie joined us on the latest episode of that for Christmas, which was a blast. And you get Multiverse with Travis and Mara, where they break down DC animated shows. And it's a new episode every month, and $1 gets you all 3 shows. Then we have higher tiers for other things that you guys need to go click on the link and check out. I'm not spoiling it for you. I want you to click and go look and see how much and we give you and how you want to support us. So please go check all that out. And last but not least, because I haven't plugged it in a while, and unfortunately, with the changes to the rules, we may not be there much longer. That's something we're working on. You guys can still check us out at pornhub.com/model/creation world. We are the number one wrestling podcast, the number one horror podcast, and the number one all that nerd-ish news podcast on Pornhub, as well as Pornhub exclusive watch-alongs where The Rack and Katie and a guest or two, our boys Just and Will, sat down and basically Mystery Science Theater 3000, some horror porn parodies, including the Texas Dildo Masquerade and Evil Heads. So you can watch porn and watch us make fun of porn and have a good laugh doing it. They are two of our most viewed, obviously, episodes over on Pornhub. So go check out all of our content there, because I love to say that I am on Pornhub.
Go watch Matt watch porn.
Come watch Matt watch
Matt. It's The Rack. They're different people.
Speaking of which, I forgot to mention, while you're over at YouTube, while we're talking about watching porn, flick that bean, hit that notification bell up top, get notified every time we go live, whether it's Monday through Friday for all the shows that I mentioned, Saturdays for the show, every other Sunday for Getting Off. And with all of that said, I believe we're on Vince. Vince, spit or swallow?
Yeah, we're on me. So I'm gonna do two loads here. I'm gonna swallow the return of a former WWE champion, the modern day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal, returning to Monday Night Raw, back with his old theme song. It was a great monumental moment, but I'm gonna spit The Rock returning and ruining Jinder. He's out here hindering Jinder. I'm not spitting The Rock returning. I'm spitting him choosing to hinder Jinder. Can't hinder Jinder. We just started the new year. Come on, guys.
You got TC support, so there
Well,
you
yeah,
go.
because TC loves Jinder Mahal.
I love Jinder Mahal. We and B till the day I die.
I do love that there was the whole, like, a former WWE champion will be showing up on Raw, and then some people did say it was Jinder. It turned out to be Jinder, and a lot of people in the IWC were deflated. Then out comes The Rock. The Rock destroys Jinder on the mic because it's The Rock, and that's just what he does. Yeah. And also we got the little wink, wink, nod, nod to maybe a possible match with him and Roman. Hopefully not at WrestleMania. Hopefully before then.
Hopefully a chamber.
Get it out of the way. Yeah, do it in Australia. Let them do that for that crowd. That'd be fantastic. So we can get what we talked about earlier. Cody winning the Rumble and going on to WrestleMania and completing the story, so I can be happy.
He doesn't need to win the Rumble. He can win the chamber.
Or the chamber. Either way.
Yeah, no, I have a little Austin theory there. And at first I was thinking maybe you can have The Rock in birth and have him be at the chamber, but you don't really need him to challenge Roman for the title, the WWE title, that is. He needs to challenge for the title of the tribal chief, the head of the table. So they could always just do it at SummerSlam. And that's always the second biggest pay-per-view. Give Rock more time to get into ring shape, because granted it was a one-time thing, but he did blow up and it went just doing one people's elbow to Jinder. Jinder does take the wind out of you, so I get it. So I don't hold that much away from Rock. But yeah, that's kind of what I think they should do. Like, especially after what we saw on SmackDown, I think we're still going to get Randy Roman at Chamber, and then just give us just give us Roman Rock at SummerSlam. I think that's a fair thing to do.
SummerSlam has always kind of been The Rock's deal anyway. He does a lot more bigger things, wins, things like that. He lost to Brock Lesnar. And I'm good with that. I'm happy with that. So CM Punk comes back, and the last thing that we remember of CM Punk was he was supposed to win the Rumble, and then Rock, that whole thing, and not main eventing WrestleMania. And then as soon as CM Punk comes back and talks about entering the Rumble, here comes The Rock, possibly made it. That would be a whole
scrap deal. All that. Dom wins the Rumble, and we get Dominic Mysterio.
No,
Roman Reigns. He dethrones the tribal chief.
Is it crack?
Give me what I want. Give me what I want. Cue the Batista meme. I'm just kidding.
What about you, Dani? Who do you want to see win the Rumble?
I don't usually speculate, but I think I agree with any of you guys. I don't know. I just want to be surprised and not overthink who wins the Rumble, but
they have a lot of options this year. And that's what I love. I love when there's so many different options. and then I have my horses to root for.
Yeah, I'm starting to think about it, but then I'm like, do I want to think about it or not think about it? Because like I try not to read all like the rumors about who might be returning to be in the Rumble, because I always think about AJ Styles' debut in WWE and how much more epic it would have been if no one knew that he was going to be there.
That's true.
And that's what I want my Royal Rumble experience to be. I'm not prepared for Roman to lose the belt this WrestleMania anyway, so I'm not, in regards to whoever wins is going after that title. They're going after Seth, which I'm hoping Seth still has, because I'm a huge Seth Rollins stan, and his only, like, one of his last accomplishments is to main event at WrestleMania. So I'm really hoping for that this year.
Yeah, okay.
I agree. We love Seth here. What's up, Juice Man 87? Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, no, wrestling's so much better without the spoilers.
Yeah.
I didn't get spoiled for AJ Styles. I stayed off Twitter, so that was a natural reaction for me, which is great. But we get so much spoiled for us, and it really kind of takes away from the experience, because you look back at before the internet was what it is now, when everything was so accessible, and all these people would come back, and how excited you would get when the music hits and all of that. Imagine getting
That's oddly specific. Did that actually happen to you, TC?
It did.
Honestly,
it did.
Probably. Yeah.
Oh,
it
man.
Did.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I did. I remember this conversation.
Edge's return.
10 seconds behind.
Edge's return at the Rumble 4 years ago. That was a genuine surprise. That was fucking crazy. In terms of the AJ one, like, I had a feeling that I knew he was leaving New Japan because they did the whole angle with Kenny Omega, him taking him out of Bullet Club. So me and my little sister, we were both like, "Oh my god, what if he shows up?" We were both like, "It'd be so cool if he shows up," but I don't think he'll show up. And then he showed up, and then we both like lost our shit. So yeah, I'm with Dani, man. It's all about like figuring out. Just get to the show, enjoy the show.
I'm someone who watches as a mark, so I'm always like expecting the unexpected. Like, Goldust is one of my favorites of all time. So I don't know how many years, like, oh, Goldust is number 23. Maybe he has a shot. Like, he doesn't have a shot. I know. Like, if you really wanted to know who I would want to win the Royal Rumble, it'd probably be Chad Gable. But does he have a shot at winning the Royal Rumble? No. Would he do the best with it? Absolutely. Oh my God, I need to see more of him. But that's not a very popular opinion. So
we love Chad Gable.
It's popular with me. Yeah. I am a Chad Gable stan.
So good, man.
Thank you. Oh, thank God.
I just love how excited Katie got as soon as you said Chad Gable.
Yeah, so he's he's developed in such a great character. Like, I'm so glad they got rid of the Shorty G or whatever it was. And Chad Gable is so good, and he really deserves like a good title run, or at least like Chase. I think he's earned that. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. So
okay, we can dream, Dani. We can dream it. We can manifest this.
I'm rooting for Dominic Mysterio. He made it to the Final Four last year.
Shut the fuck up, Vince. Nobody asked you. How dare you?
JJ said she's spitting the entire Wrestle Kingdom 18, which is Japanese WrestleMania, for those of you who don't know. All because Sonata lost to Titty Sue Tornado.
Yes.
So,
yes, he did lose to Titty Sue Tornado.
We have another Chad Gable supporter in the chat with the thank you from Pretty Kyle. Dom all the way. Dom's not winning. Dom would be Dom would not. I don't think Dom would be the first felon to win the Royal. I'd have to go back and look, but
I was gonna say,
in wrestling, I doubt it.
I do believe so.
I've been calling him Titty Tornado for years.
Yeah, it's on Matt's list of names.
It's on the list.
It's the biggest one on the list.
Dani, you're up. Spit or swallow.
Does it kind of be about the indies?
Yeah.
Okay, so I went to like the annual GCW New Year's Eve, and there's two people I want to talk about because I think they'll definitely be signed within 3 years. One, his name is Shane Mercer, and he turned heel, but he's so good. He's like a strong man, but his heel turn was so good, and he does so much more than people even realize. He's such a great storyteller in the ring. Even him being just a valet to Blake Christian, he was doing stuff on the outside, like yelling at the opponent in the ring that I never see on the indies. It's just so good. It makes me tear up because it's beautiful. And if you haven't seen him, check him out. Yes, he does do death matches, but he does so much more. Like, I've never seen someone to put so much passion into every match and to actually get matches out of people that I don't like seeing wrestle. So his is one, and the other one is Jordan Oliver. Jordan Oliver's Clout Cutters this weekend were like, oh my God, like I could faint. They were so good. Someone even said, were they better than Randy Orton's RKOs lately? And I said, yes. Jordan Oliver, if you don't know who he is, check him out. He's awesome. I think he'll definitely be signed because I just keep watching him get better and better and better. So overall, GCW was a blast as always, but those two I would like to swallow because, I mean, just because they're awesome wrestlers.
Absolutely. And see, that's why I love doing this. Is I open it up to everybody and whatever they watch. Will comes on, he'll talk NWA, he'll talk some indie shows because he does a lot of indie shows out in Tennessee that he goes to. Powerbomb Jutsu comes on, they'll talk TNA. And that's the whole point about being a wrestling fan, is discussing what you enjoy and trying to introduce stuff that you enjoy to everyone else. You know, it's not, this show isn't it mostly because we watch it. It's mostly WWE and AEW, but like, that's not what it's about. It's about wrestling fans coming together and talking about shit that they love. Even though I joke around about New Japan, Warren used to come on and talk New Japan all the time and the stuff that he loved. And it's great to hear about new talent, because like, a lot of the people that I loved came from the indies when they came into NXT. Your Johnny Garganos, your Tommaso Ciampas, your Aleister Blacks, your Shotzi Blackhearts coming out of Evolve. A lot of those guys came through there, and I was able to go back and watch a lot of that stuff. So hearing about wrestlers that, again, you said could be signed within the next few years, you know, and seeing them come up now is really cool. So I appreciate that. We've been very positive, and I think it's because it's our first show back this year. So I'm going to do a spit. I'm spitting whatever the fuck the Hook promo was. Vince, you muted.
Every time.
I spit the right hindering gender, remember?
Yeah, that was not a real
Doesn't count.
Anyway, I'm spitting whatever the fuck the Hook promo was, where he challenged Samoa Joe, talking about he's time to go for another title, and he's got his. It was weird. He was sitting outside with his hoodie up, and the delivery was off. And listen, I'm not against Hook. I am against Hook challenging for a world title and Samoa Joe. So, not for me.
You're telling me Sleepy Justin Bieber is trying to challenge a Samoan named Joe who is crazy. Why? Doesn't Hook already have a title? Does he need this? Does he want to die? Is he okay?
Joe versus Hook has made me horny. Dude, I don't like, don't get me wrong. Like, I have come around a little bit on Hook from the stuff he was doing early, you know, the stuff he did with Danhausen and all that. Yeah, Hookhausen was, you know, that worked for me. I enjoy the shit out of Danhausen. But Joe is one of those people that like is very believable, that he could murder you if he wanted to. Like, there are a few wrestlers out there that like, yeah, they have the look, but then you meet them, they're like, Joe gives off the persona like he could pretty much fuck up anybody he wanted to at any point in time. And I truly believe that. I love the fact that Joe won the title, because I was pushing to see AEW champion Samoa Joe, because we didn't get WWE champion Samoa Joe. And I love seeing him get his flowers. The first feud for Samoa Joe after winning the title being Hook is not going to work.
It's a no for me, dog.
No.
It's a choice. I'm not saying it's the right one, but it's a choice.
That is a choice. You are 100% correct. That is a fucking choice.
It's a choice.
Katie, spit or swallow?
Well, since since we're in AEW now, I feel like it's all. I'm calling them Adam Cole and the Devil Worshippers, the Undisputed Kingdom, as they are now being called. Listen, everyone was like, "Oh, Katie's gonna be so sad that Adam Cole's the devil." No, I love it. Babyface Adam Cole, love him to pieces. Heel Adam Cole is a piece of shit, and I love him. He's
100%.
born to be a heel. Everything in Ring of Honor, turning on Kyle O'Reilly 800 times, and all of that's beautiful. Turning on everyone in Undisputed Era and NXT. Forming this group of people who can't stand Maxwell Jacob Friedman, our scumbag, was genius. He may be injured, which fucking sucks. Because imagine if he wasn't, this could have been completely different, but they're making it work with him still being down. Mm-hmm. Saying that Wardlow is going to win the title, which I would fucking love, but then handing it over to Adam Cole when Adam Cole's cleared. Wardlow's face said, yeah, no, that shit ain't gonna fucking happen. So they're already planting seeds for that.
Yeah.
I love the Undisputed Era was like my favorite thing in NXT. So like I'm getting it again. I still get Adam. I still get Roddy. I get Wardlow. I don't have to deal with Robert Fish Sr. the Fifth. Like I don't have to deal with him. I do miss Kyle O'Reilly. I do wish he would come back.
I really do hope, that he gets added to this little group of people.
Probably will.
I hope so. And it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
So I have a question because I saw something on Collision. Griff Garrison did a thing with Edge, and Maria Kanellis came out with Griff Garrison and somebody else. Is she not with the Kingdom?
That's a fantastic question, Matt. I'd love to answer that for you. I have no fucking idea. I would assume so because she was a part of the original iteration of the Kingdom in Ring of Honor with Cole, Taven, and Bennett. So I'm assuming so. Maybe she's just doing her own little side thing for now. I truly don't know.
Who knows?
Because they mentioned that, like, how she kind of formed the original Kingdom and everything, and now she's working with these young guys in ROH. But I feel like with her husband in the Kingdom and all that, like, I was very confused as to why she's hanging out with who the fuck is Griff Garrison.
So I don't know about the Undisputed Kingdom that we got on AEW, but when I went to Collision and they did the ROH tapings afterwards, there was a tag match with just regular Kingdom, which was Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, and Maria Kanellis was with them. So
okay.
So we'll see. Maybe she'll show up later on. To be determined.
I think she's doing a similar thing as CJ Perry and branching out on her own, looking for clients. Speaking of which, with Andrade gone, after her finger heals and hopefully soon, what's CJ Perry gonna do? Dude.
That was nasty.
You see the pictures of she got a infection in her finger from a splinter backstage, and they like did open surgery. She had pictures all over Instagram. It was insane. Her whole finger swelled up, and
it was like going up her arm and shit.
Yikes!
Ugh.
Yeah. No, I did not see that, and I don't actually care to look for that. So
no,
that part I don't blame you. Yeah. But yeah, no, Katie, back to your original point. Sorry, I diverted to Maria Kanellis because we talked about the Kingdom. I'm with you. I enjoyed it. I was someone that wanted it to be MJF just so I could get MJF back as the asshole that I love him as. Because I have not been a fan of how nice he's been to people. It's not the guy that I wanted him to be. But Adam Cole was the next best bet, in my opinion, to be the devil. And this played out really great. I got Samoa Joe as champion, which I already got. We already talked about that, so that worked out for me. So no, this is cool. I'm good with it, and I can't wait for Wardlow to have his Batista moment.
Yep.
With MJF.
I can't wait. It's gonna be so good.
With MJF, you mean Adam?
I know what he meant.
With Adam Cole, yeah. Listen, everybody uses Wardlow like that. You go win the title and just give it to me. Like that's their whole thing. And the only one that's actually successfully done that is Christian with Luchasaurus. So,
well, I mean, he was a little reluctant to give up his opportunity for the title at World's End.
Successfully did it.
Yes, true. True.
Danny, you got anything on the United Kingdom before I go on to Katie or Vince?
No, I'm so behind on AEW. My apologies to the people.
All right, Vince, spit or swallow.
Well, I was gonna keep going with more Raw stuff, but since I already mentioned it, I'm gonna swallow everything Christian Cage and his newfound family and all this other stuff about him being a great father, him laying out the plans for like when it's time for the prodigy Nick Wayne to take over. He's gonna be the new TNT champion. The crowd going apeshit bananas for Killswitch, aka Luchasaurus. They're gonna do that. They're gonna do Luchasaurus / Killswitch versus Christian Cage, and he's gonna take that title off of him. They're continuously to build that. Obviously, they extended that at World's End by having him win a battle royal to get the number one contendership. No, kind of like Money in the Bank. Yeah, okay. So he won it, had to fork it over, relinquish it over to Christian Cage, and then he ended up getting the title back right after losing to Adam Copeland. How do you build mother? Like, Nick Wayne's mom. What's her name? Ashley? What's her name? I forget her name.
Shayna Wayne or Shanna?
Shanna. TC says Christian's so great. Sure. He had me contemplating Tony Yayo's booking. Complimenting. There you go. Sorry, I can't read.
Vince
it's your second language. It's cool.
Yeah, let's go with that. But yeah, no, swallowing Christian Cage, Killswitch, all that stuff. Good shit.
So I'm spitting the fact that I had to watch Luchasaurus bitch out to the patriarchy again.
Fuck the patriarchy.
There it is.
Just as a general statement.
I agree. MILF Hunter Christian has been great. I love the whole, collecting orphans and insulting dead dads thing. I like the fact that he somehow scooped up Nick Wayne's mom in the process and added the matriarch of the patriarchy to the patriarchy. I really like the luchador dinosaur, and I'm kind of tired of watching him bitch out to Christian. And my one complaint with AEW is as much as I enjoy long-term storytelling, I feel like sometimes they drag things out a little too long. The devil stuff,
Julia Hart,
a lot of the stuff, Julia Hart. And by the time they capitalize on it, they've almost missed the right opportunity. So hopefully they don't continue to drag this on for another 6 months before he actually does something and we don't care anymore.
True.
When's the next big AEW pay-per-view?
Revolution in March.
Third. Is that supposed to be Sting's last match?
Yes.
That's where you do it. Just do it there. Between now and March, that's 2 months away. Do it there. That'd be the perfect time. If you wait past that, then you've waited too long.
Fair enough. Danny, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna swallow Trick Williams because just everything he does is fucking good. I don't know if this is a hot take. I think he's better than Carmelo. Everything even he does in the ring is so clean. It's so beautiful. I love it. Him as a character is just awesome. The crowd's behind him. Just everything is so believable that's going on with what he's doing at NXT right now. I don't usually root for the baby face, but I am for Trick Williams. He has it. I'm excited to see what else he can bring to the table in the future.
I know Katie's very scared of the reveal of who attacked Trick.
It's not that I'm scared. It's because I don't want to admit that it's Mello because they're homies. I know Mello did it in my heart of hearts, but
Mello's out here being a Bailey, setting up Trick into matches that he didn't plan to be in.
Well,
Trick is Io Sky. Right now, Carmelo's being Bailey.
Consent matters, Vince.
Yes.
Trick consented. He did not have to. He could have said no. He took that match. Yes, Mello put him in it, But that man had every opportunity to say no, and consent matters. He consented. That was on Trick.
I'm also just...
He consented, to be fair, he consented after it was put out there and Grayson Waller accepted. I'm like, okay, cool, bye. And then at that point, it's like, all right, I ain't gonna bitch out, because Trick knows nothing about that life, But yeah, no, Melo's he's drinking a lot of haterade this year. He's drinking some haterade.
You're just
He did look very upset after Trick won that match.
He tried to mess with it, and then KO had to come out and even out the odds. He was trying to mess up his boy. He was trying to. Matt, would you really stand for me trying to cost you a match and that I set you up in to lose your opportunity to be the warden of podcasting?
Oh no, I kick your ass.
Exactly.
He's just being a toxic man that us females have to deal with all the time, where he's just fucking over his homeboy, but then being like, no, but I love you. We're bros, right? So, yeah, he's just like grade A manipulation. He's a toxic bro. That's what's going on here.
Gaslighting.
Yeah.
Whoop that
Gaslighting girl boss Carmelo Hayes. Yes.
The evolution from Roman to Mellow.
Wasn't that last January that we did that too? The Gaslighting Girl Boss made the debut on the first episode of last year.
I think so. I think I watched with Willow. If that was the first one of last year.
Because I called Roman a gaslighting girl boss.
Yeah. Look at that. Bringing it around. But no, we love Trick. Trick's fantastic. And Sean Diesel, let's see how it goes when we get the reveal. It's got to come soon. I'm really glad that we've kind of got away from the idea that it's Pillman, Lexus King, because he's Pillman.
But I love the idea that he just was okay with people blaming him because why not? I can just beat people up in the process. That was fun for me. Sorry,
he lost.
That make me sound sick and demented, but yeah, it was fun.
That's all right.
Gotta make the best out of situations. Lexus King, he got a pay-per-view. He had a PLE match. He got that PLE payday, even though he lost. After the match, he cut a promo. He's like, bro, you got me on the pay-per-view. You got me a massive payday. I don't give a fuck that I lost. You got me here. There you go. Lexus King, looking at the bright side of things.
Speaking of unpopular opinions,
where are you going?
I'm swallowing whatever the fuck is happening with Harley Cameron, Saraya, and Ruby Soho.
Dude, yes.
Ruby's like, I wasn't sure about bringing another crazy blonde in. It didn't go so well last time. Saraya's got some shit up her sleeve. I don't know if this is still the whole deal with Ruby and Angelo and them trying to keep them apart, and how this is all going to play out. But I love drama, and I love drama between a bunch of beautiful women, and that is exactly what I'm getting with those three. So feed me more of that.
All right,
have you noticed that Paige has a thing for...
Sorry.
What?
She called me Ryback.
Because he said feed me more. Take it easy.
I mean, you set yourself up there. You played yourself. Has anyone else noticed that Paige / Saraya has a thing for blondes? She was in PCB and she had Charlotte in there. Then she had Absolution. She had Mandy Rose in there. They had the Outcast. She had Toni Storm. Now she has what's her name? I don't know.
Harley Cameron.
Now she has Harley Cameron. So I'm starting to see a trend here. She has a thing for blondes.
It's the dynamic of a blonde or someone with dirty blonde hair like Harley, and someone with either colored hair or dark hair. Becky, Sonya, Ruby,
Okay, all right.
Fits.
But she has a type. She has a type, is what I'm seeing.
Don't we all?
It sounds like she likes variety. That's what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Variety is the spice of life.
With just a little dash of blonde in there.
Katie, spit a swallow.
Okay. I'm gonna swallow Oba Femi being the men's breakout tournament winner. Him and Riley put up hell of a fight. Little baby boy did. He had, Thea and JC cheering for him and Chase U. He was the only good thing going for Chase U at the moment because Andre Chase is losing all their goddamn money multiple times. But Obafemi, who's apparently only 22.
Get out.
Swear to God.
He's a whole man. He hasn't even hit his prime.
It's crazy. He is going to do fantastic fucking things. And imagine, again, it's going to depend on timing, who the champion will be, and if he wants to go after, we'll say Trick, because the timing, it said 22. I don't know. But then, so he can either go after them or whoever ends up being the North American champion at the time. Like, he's going to be a champion this year, and it's going to be awesome.
I can see him being the North American champion. I'm with you. I'm a shout out to Obafemi. He won, but I gotta swallow Riley Osborne, man. More so, like I'm spitting the fact that he lost, and that's mostly just because I don't know if it's Thea just being so smitten with him that's made me be so smitten with him, or if it's the accent or the fact that he's in Chase U and I like Chase U alumni or like current
all of it.
Student body of the Chase U. But I love him. I like Duke Hudson. I like that JC is taking the reins of Chase U and making matches for the Dusty Cup tag team pairings. And we get Duke and Riley Osborne together. Oof. Rookie of the year and the MVP in the same team.
Kyle said he's an Oba feminist. Riley's got Thea. He'll be fine. Like, he'll be fine. He'll recover. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
Kate, I will be right back. You are in charge while I'm gone as usual.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Vince, spit or swallow.
Okay, cool. I'll do a quick one here because we didn't actually talk about it. I'm going to circle back over to Raw, and I'm actually going to swallow the main event between Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. I thought it was fucking fantastic. It was a great way to close off the show. You had the Judgment Day interference with the attempt to cash in from Damian Priest. For a second there, I thought they had me. I thought they were actually going to go ahead and pull the trigger on that. They didn't. Still really, really good. Seth prevailed, obviously. Great match all around. Obviously, another reason because, we got a little Dominic sprinkled in the main event. Makes me love everything a little bit more. So, yeah, I mean, Drew versus Seth. Two great men having a great match. Shout out to Drew. He fucking stole the show, and I was actually thinking he was going to win the match at a certain point there. Yeah.
I love this new Drew McIntyre. He's so awesome. He's so passionate. Just even that Claymore on the outside that he did give to Damian Priest to stop the cash in. Just everything. I feel like this is what he's been waiting for a few years. I can feel it when he's wrestling. I love it.
Oh yeah.
You can definitely tell. And ever since he didn't get to win the title in front of people because of the pandemic, he's itching to win that.
Yeah. And speaking of thick thighs, Drew McIntyre, Drew Mac right there.
I thought you were talking about me.
No.
Not you.
I can never see your thighs because you cover them with baggy.
Would you like a picture of my thighs? I can take a picture of my thighs and send it to you.
My DMs are open. What the fuck are you waiting for?
I've posted pictures of my calves. You've seen me topless. If you want thigh shots, I can give you thigh shots.
Give me thigh shots.
Dani, spit or swallow?
Oh shit.
If you don't have any more, it's also okay.
I want to spit just Logan Paul.
Facts, yeah.
he's just Logan Paul. He's not a wrestling character. He's not a sports entertainer. He's just a douchebag. He's not good on commentary. He's not good on the mic. He doesn't know how to insult people. It's like he has like how to insult people for dummies like in his back pocket. It's just I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt that he could get better, but it's obvious that he's very complacent in this place he has in the world where he knows he doesn't have to get better. So I'm just over him. I'm just over it. I'm over him talking. Just shut the fuck up. I just can't stand him anymore because he's not a character at all. He's just Logan Paul who's not likable.
See, now you said you were worried that you were going to give your honest wrestling opinions, blah, blah. You fit in so perfectly here because literally right here in my notes, it says, spit. I know Logan's the champion, but I can't get into anything he's a part of, even if it's KO versus Santos, which is a match I really wanted to enjoy, but at least KO knocked him out and shut him the fuck up.
True.
I had in my notes, SmackDown was a fantastic show. The only negative was Logan Paul on commentary. Ruined the match. Had to mute it.
You fit in perfect.
Like sometimes I don't even think he finishes his thoughts on commentary where he just says something and doesn't know where the punchline is, or he just stops talking. And I'm just like, okay, why are we tolerating this?
Exactly. I hope he drops the title at the Rumble to Kevin.
Better.
That'd be nice. I said we'd bring it up, and JJ brought it up, and we're talking SmackDown. So I am swallowing the return of the AOP with Karrion Kross.
Had that on my
it was weird because the Almighty Prophets had their promo, and it was falling kind of flat for me, which I wasn't happy about because I love Bobby and the Street Profits. I'm like, what's going on here? Then the music hits. Scarlett comes down as a brunette, which I love brunettes, so that works for me. I also love Scarlett. Kross debuted a slightly convoluted but cool-looking finisher with the pump handle F5.
He's been using that actually.
Yeah, well, we don't pay attention.
Yeah, he's been using it. I think he was still using it like in his matches with AJ Styles. But did you notice he had like a little bit of a ponytail? I'm hoping we get long hair Kross. Long hair Kross might be cool. Yeah, long hair Kross. I have that on my stalls as well, Matt. It was so fucking cool. I didn't fucking even knew that they were gonna show up, and it just blew my fucking mind. Brunette Scarlett's on my nose. Ponytail Kross, AOP, Paul Ellering kind of getting that check once again. All good shit, and then you get a bunch of meaty men slapping meats. So what else could you want?
I mean, you have this faction that consists of a dominant tag team, which we have not seen in like 3 years. You have Kross, who has the potential to be good. He just wasn't put in that position to showcase that. You have Scarlett, who is a fantastic manager, valet, whatever you want to call her, and can also go in the ring if necessary. And then you have Paul fucking Ellering with the white glove and the 2 Hall of Fame rings on. Goated.
It was good shit.
You can't touch that man. His old, decrepit looking ass. He's insane, and I love that for him.
One of the things that I hated about being gone for 2 weeks that was hard about our little break was that we got the teaser trailer, so to speak, of Kross with Scarlett and the AOP and Paul Ellering last week, and I immediately thought about Matt. I'm like, dude, this is really fucking cool. He laid out every single person that he had a feud with, and he's like, I put the hourglass in front of the bloodline, and then they started to crumble and fall apart. I went ahead and took Rey Mysterio's what was it?
Like he took like his patience,
and he struck his son.
Shinsuke.
Yeah, struck his son.
Yeah.
Same thing with Shinsuke, took his honor, and then with Drew, perfect. AJ, everyone. He's changing everyone. There you go.
I agree. They did a great job justifying why he lost every feud he's been in since he's been on the main roster. I want good things for them. I love when my horror and my wrestling mix. I'm holding my anticipation because I know how sometimes, especially with big dominant tag teams, like AOP was great in NXT, but anytime something like that comes up to the main roster, it doesn't necessarily translate, which we saw the first time AOP came up. We saw with Jinder's boys.
You're in this year. Never mind.
In this year. Well, to be fair, with the AOP, a big ingredient with them was the addition of Paul Ellering. And they called them up. No Paul Ellering. They were just two big muscle meaty men with tattoos. By the way, they added more ink. Kudos to them. Love me some more ink on men. But yeah, like Paul Ellering, you still got Paul Ellering. So I think that's the key ingredient there. And now you have Scarlett as well to help out. So I think they'll be fine. It's okay to be positive and optimistic here.
Okay. Katie, spit or swallow?
Oh yeah, Disney. I'm gonna swallow Mariah May making her in-ring debut, taking on Queen Aminata, who's also fantastic. It was a great match, but sadly got overshadowed by the debut of the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo in Jersey, because you don't insult Jersey in front of a Jersey girl. It's kind of the rule. And Deonna is a star, and she definitely did her thing in TNA and ran it and did everything she could over there. Now she's going to be in AEW. Her and Britt have a history, whether it's tagging or against each other. It's adding to the division that Tony Khan doesn't give a fuck about, which pisses me off. But maybe having Deonna will push them to get a little more time and more matches on their cards.
I'm hoping for more time and more matches for the women on the cards. However, with what we saw with Julia Hart, Sky Blue, Abaddon, that whole situation, when Abaddon was just being used as like a Halloween prop and now is actually being utilized, that really hooked me and got me into it. We're seeing the stuff with Toni Storm and Mariah May. We're seeing the Ruby Soho, Saraya stuff play out. They're investing a little bit more into their women, and hopefully, like you said, with Deonna Purrazzo, Serena Deeb had a vignette tonight about her coming back where she was like breaking out of a straitjacket and calling herself the woman of 1,000 holds and how she can just physically destroy any woman in the ring. It was a really cool vignette that they dropped on Collision for her. Thunder Rosa's back. So hopefully Tony is finally listening and going to start doing more with the women, because honestly, outside of like Samoa Joe and Malachi Black, and I'd love to say Keith Lee, but they didn't give me nothing to watch with Keith Lee. The only reason I watch AEW most of the time is for the women's stuff. And when it comes to Rampage and Collision, I only tune in really for the women's matches. I know you do.
Well, it's and imagine Serena Deeb, who the woman of 1,000 holds, fantastic at submissions and everything, taking on Deonna fucking Purrazzo, who does the Fujiwara armbar flawlessly. It's a dream, and I need that. I don't give a fuck about Deonna versus Mariah. It'd be a great match, but that's not what I want. I want Deonna versus Deeb as her first match. Please.
All right.
Tony.
That was actually the only match I actually watched from start to finish, and actually watched it, by the way. Obviously, I watched it for Mariah May because I knew about her through Stardom, and then Queen Aminata is actually going to be at an indie show here in Chicago from Warrior Wrestling on the 1st of March, and she's going to be in the triple threat match with Sky Blue. So I wanted to just kind of like get a little familiar with her and her ring style. Loved what I saw. So 2 out of the 3 competitors in that triple threat I already know a little bit about. So I'm looking forward to the show a little bit more.
I was introduced to Queen Aminata through the pictures that she did with Sky Blue on the internet.
That was her? Oh, that was her?
That was her.
Oh, okay.
And then went and saw what she could do in the wrestling ring as well. So, because I like to support women as well as enjoy the content that they put out there in the ring and outside of.
Okay. Cool.
We don't just objectify women here. We objectify everybody and support them as well. Vince, spit or swallow.
Just a quick spit here so we can keep moving on. I'm trying to move it forward. Spitting Giovanni Vinci getting injured. Hopefully he gets a speedy recovery. He took a nasty shot to the face by Kofi. You never want to see that happen. We were talking about Raquel coming back and getting a speedy recovery. Love Giovanni Vinci. He's my favorite Italian on the WWE roster. Hopefully he comes back stronger and better than ever.
Do not disrespect the Don.
I
don't know how many times we have to have
What did I
say?
say that was disrespectful?
You said Giovanni Vinci is your favorite Italian on the roster, and you know damn well that the Don, who is an Italian from Chicago, much like myself, is the greatest Italian on the roster.
Okay, but correct me if I'm wrong here, Matt. Did I say that Giovanni Vinci was the best Italian wrestler in WWE?
No, you said he's your favorite Italian.
Exactly.
On the roster.
I like Giovanni Vinci. I like Giovanni Vinci more than the Don Tony D'Angelo. Nothing against Tony D. I love me some Tony D. I've warmed up to him. I turned around to him, but there's just something about Giovanni Vinci that
Tony D'Angelo, Stacks, and Big Ange. Come on,
look at me. You look at Tony D. and you look at Giovanni Vinci, and there's just more to look at when you look at Giovanni Vinci.
Whoa.
Listen, we watch TV in kayfabe, and that point that you made down there, Jesus, is not important. Italian American versus truly Italian. Neither here.
Anyways, but yeah, quick.
It sucks that Giovanni Vinci got hurt. It does. I agree with you.
He does seem he did tweet that he was okay though.
That's
after
good.
The fact.
I'm glad. Hopefully,
so
it was
probably just a concussion.
Oh, I like how you just said it's just a concussion.
He was able to walk out of his own power.
That's good.
He tweeted that he was okay. He might just be off TV for like a month until he passes tests.
Yeah.
Fair. Dani, you got any more spits or swallows?
I guess you're talking about all the women in AEW, but I guess like a woman I would like to swallow would be Tiffany Stratton. I think she's very good, and I'm excited to see how her being Fallon's, was it range hand for a day is going to go. But I think Tiffany Stratton has everything down, that she's amazing in the ring. Her character work, everything is just amazing. And just like how strong she is, too, it's kind of mind-blowing. So I can't wait to see what she has to do whenever she hits the main roster.
She's a fucking star. What was that reality show with Paris Hilton?
The Simple. Yes.
Yeah, did you see? She tweeted the picture. Oh my god, she's so fucking funny.
That's exactly what it's gonna be, and I love Tiffany, and I love Fallon too.
Tiffany and blue overalls. That's what we're gonna see. Didn't Mickie James also kind of like tweet and talk about Fallon Henley and talk about ranch hands or something?
Yeah, Fallon and Mickie were having like a little back and forth because I don't remember how it started, but Fallon tweeted at Mickie first, and then they kind of just been going back and forth.
Cross promotional, it's starting right there. The forbidden door is opening.
Well, she's kind of
through the ranch.
Everything else I have for my swallows and for NXT all have to do with women, because much like AEW, 90% of the reason why I watch NXT is because of their women's division, how fantastic it is. We had a great match between Tiffany and Fallon. I agree. I am so excited to watch Tiffany as a ranch hand. It's going to be hilarious. The vignettes and everything are going to be great. And Tiffany, from where she was when she first showed up as like spoiled daddy's girl, to the moonsaults and everything she's becoming NXT Women's Champion, absolutely fantastic. I have been behind Fallon since day one when she showed up, doing the whole thing with Brooks and Dunn, as I call them, Briggs and Jensen, enjoying the shit out of that. So yeah, no, that was all great shit. Last thing I have for AEW, and then the rest is all WWE shit between NXT and SmackDown. The main event of Collision tonight was House of Black versus FTR. FTR got the win. The tag match was really good. Will kind of made sure I hung on to watch it because he had mentioned it and kind of blew over the fact that Sky Blue wrestled Kiera Hogan, which I thought was the highlight of the show. But this was actually a really good match. And after the match, Daniel Garcia comes down. House of Black, Brody King shows up because it was Malachi and Buddy as the tag team. They wreck Daniel Garcia and FTR, and then Julia Hart stands outside and does a little 10-bell salute as if to say that FTR is no more. Getting her little spotlight there at the end. And we love us some Julia Hart and her big hats. So everything House of Black, because again, the horror wrestling aesthetic is really my thing, if you can't tell. So all of that brings me joy and makes me happy.
Malachi is a guy I really want to see back in WWE, especially with Triple H running things.
Definitely.
They probably have him show up, win the Royal Rumble. He'd have a 2002 Brock Lesnar run. If he goes back with Triple H, they'd have him win the Rumble. They bring back the Kingdom of the Ring just to give him that. Then he'll be undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. I believe that.
Juice Man says he needs photos for this convo. So this is not like a slight at AEW, because you know how people on the internet take things out of context. But you look at the main event tonight. It's FTR, who came to prominence in NXT. Malachi Black, who did his thing on the Indies, blew up in NXT. Buddy Murphy again. And not to say that, AEW took these, but it's to show you that NXT had this great talent and knew that these were going to be great, talented guys. And here they are showing it, main eventing the show in a tag team match on AEW. They're that damn good. Malachi is one of my favorite wrestlers in the last decade. It was him and Bray. That was really it for me as far as male wrestlers go. So love seeing him being utilized, focused, and that black mass kick is fucking gorgeous. Like, it really is. It's so beautiful.
He can get black mass me any day.
Hey,
right? Like,
that's my thing.
I'd let him.
Vince, what the fuck?
Listen, 2024 is
my gimmick. This is bullshit.
2024 is the year I thirst for men. I've embraced
that. Was literally last
you were
year.
doing it in 2023 and 2022. We fought a lot about how you were upset that Hangman Page didn't show his ass more.
Assless chaps, Hangman Page needed to be a thing.
All chaps are assless, Vince.
Rhea Ripley showed Hangman how to wear chaps. That's all I'm gonna say. That's what I need Hangman to do. He's not doing it. I'd be mad too, Hangman. You're not showing your ass nearly enough for my liking. Where's the cheeks? Wagon Wednesdays. Show them on Wagon Wednesdays. There you go. Do that.
Listen, if I wish with all of my soul that we had gotten Kira Hogan versus Sky Blue on Dynamite, because then I absolutely would be titling this episode Wagon Wednesdays. That would be the name of this episode for that reason. And they didn't give it to us. And MJF didn't show up, and he's got all the cake for the men. So, like, Dynamite was really skimping on the cake. Who?
Wardlow was there.
Wardlow's okay.
Wow, the audacity.
The best male ass in AEW is MJF. Right? It's not Wardlow.
Just let me live. Okay.
Katie, spit or swallow.
I'm gonna swallow Michin and Io Sky. I love a match. Listen. People have been disrespecting Michin for a long time, and I'm sick of that because that's just disrespectful. She has been wrestling probably longer than a lot of your faves have been, and she continuously puts on great matches. Was never really given the shot that she so rightfully deserved to be in, and she put on probably the best match on SmackDown with Io. We're not talking about that anymore. Like, Io and Michin's chemistry was great. Michin really, like, busted her ass and did the Styles Clash off the middle rope.
Dude.
Oh, come on.
That was so good.
It was amazing.
I popped for that.
Well, she's one of the unfortunate ones of, like, the main roster where they put her and being let go and coming back and AJ getting hurt. But she is great in the ring, and the fans are so behind her. I don't understand why there was such a big disconnect with what to do with her on the main roster. Like, the fact that she hasn't even been in, like, a War Games on the main roster is, like,
criminal.
She should have been on this year. She should have been on this year. They could have easily done it that way and done the 5 women, like, on each team. Wars game match. I'm with you, Katie. I had Mia Yim Michin versus Io Sky for the women's WWE women's title. I felt for Mia because you could see that she was very emotional. She looked nervous. She like took a big, deep breath at the start of the match before like Io even came out. Love the gear, by the way. That's a different take on assless chaps. Not sure what kind of chaps those would technically fall under in the chap tree, category. But,
Chap tree. Stupid.
All chaps are assless, Vince.
This one wasn't crotchless though, so like, so it was an interesting gear. I loved it. It was a solid fit.
You know what? We're also. This is just gonna be a thing every time we have a guest now. Dani, question for you: is the gore a spear?
Gore, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We've been fighting Vince. He swears that the gore and the spear are different moves. All chaps are assless, and the gore is a spear.
The gore is not a spear, and
The
not
gore
all
is a spear.
Yeah, don't argue with our guest.
Every
Vince.
guest we have for 2024, and I'm going to take a tally of how fucking wrong you are by the end of the year.
I mean, I'm currently rewatching wrestling I missed when I wasn't watching, so I'm like currently towards the end of 2003. So Rhino's really big right now, and it's a spear. I mean, it's better than Goldberg's, but it's a spear.
I heard in an interview where he hits it, he wins. It's technically a gore.
I told you that.
Exactly. I heard it in the interview that you heard. Heard it from the grapevine. I heard it from a guy that knows a guy that listened to a podcast.
Vince, spit or swallow. We're gonna do one more round and then we'll wrap it up.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll talk about the biggest load. Talking about me thirsting over men. We started off SmackDown with the best possible way to start off SmackDown because you get 3 fantastic, beautiful, gorgeous-looking Mexican men. Yeah, Santos Escobar, Angel Garza, Humberto Carrillo. They all came out. Then you get other attractive Latinos and one Filipino and LWO, evening out the odds. You got a fantastic match between Santos and Kevin Owens. Like I said, I put commentary on mute, so I didn't have to listen to Logan Paul. I ignored him there. Fantastic. Santos almost lost that shit in like 20 seconds, which I thought was funny to me. But fantastic match to open SmackDown. Logan Paul got knocked the fuck out by KO. So this is good. We're going to get Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul at the Rumble. So hopefully Kevin Owens gets that U.S. title. And, as we recall back in the day, Kevin Owens is the face of America. So give him the United States Championship. As a Canadian. That makes all the sense in the world, in my opinion. Yeah. And more LWO versus Legado World Order things happening. It's like my favorite Mexican soap opera. My telenovelas are right there in wrestling form. I'm all for it. I love Lucha Underground. Give me more of this. Loved all of it.
Yeah. All right. Dani, spit or swallow.
Oh my God, I had it in my head and I just lost it.
Vince's fault.
Yeah, no, I forget now completely.
Oh, your audio cut out.
No?
Or no, did my headphones die? My headphones died.
Yeah.
What was I even thinking? I don't even know. It doesn't matter.
No? Okay. It's all right. It's because we were talking about attractive, fine-looking men. Like, between Garza, Santos, and Humberto, that might be the most attractive faction in all of wrestling, in my humble opinion, honestly.
I did write down, who was it? It was Joaquin Wilde. He did that like I don't even know what to call it, leap off the second rope, halfway onto the entrance play. It's like, that's insane.
That's
wild.
That's like
no pun
spot
intended.
of the year already. Like,
yeah, I don't even know what you call it because he just put his arms behind him, and just launched himself.
He just yeeted into frame.
Yeah.
Between that and Ricochet, the first time he did that corkscrew 360 flip to the outside versus Velveteen Dream, that was like one of the most impressive feats that I've ever seen.
Are you back?
I'm back. I can hear you.
Okay.
I must go. My planet needs me. Dive.
That's literally what it was.
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. Good shit. Good shit. You know?
Oh, I remember what my swallow was gonna be.
What?
Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker, two of my favorites, teaming together for the Dusty Classic. And other teams, it's reminiscent to like early 2000s WWE, where you have like the dynamics in the backstage, where you have like Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar and stuff like that, or Kurt Angle and anyone really. It just makes me think of like the funny backstage segments they're gonna have, like the love-hate tag team kind of thing. I love.
Which Corbin has already done in a Dusty Classic, actually. He did it with Rhino, ironically enough, and I want to say like the first one.
Yeah, I think that was the one that Joe and Finn won. Joe and Finn won at the end. That's my goal for 2024 is to get an interview with either Baron Corbin or Rhino and ask him if the gore is a spear, and then we'll get concrete evidence from that.
Why are you asking Baron Corbin?
Because he tag team with Rhino, so he would
He
know.
doesn't do a spear.
Plus, also, if I get an interview with Baron Corbin, then maybe he can tell me how to like cook a steak, or maybe he'll offer to cook a steak for me, and then
Vince,
can have a bonding moment.
None of us are getting interviews with WWE superstars this year.
It's also like, I hope I can get an interview with a WWE superstar so he could teach me how to cook and give me answers about other wrestlers. Like, it's really good.
Listen,
interview.
You gotta shoot for the stars. Shoot for the stars. Reach for the sky.
You shoot for the moon. You land amongst the stars. Is the saying.
There you go. And that's what I'm trying to interview some stars.
I had it as a spit. I really loved Baron Corbin when he first came in. I was hoping for more in NXT with him like burning all of his past gimmicks and starting fresh, and it's just been loss after loss after loss. I understand why. They do a thing with the Dusty where a lot of the times it's these odd pairings who win, so that'll be great for Braun and Baron, because more than likely that's going to be a top contender, if not the team that does win.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see actual tag teams win the Dusty Cup. Well, no, we're not going to go that far.
you wanted to. Go with your initial.
Well, that was before I remembered that they replaced Andre with Riley, because Andre's got a gambling problem. And
listen,
mob.
It's been confirmed that Andre Chase can't multitask. So that's why he can't be in the Dusty Cup and try to fix their financial woes.
Before we got on Baron, what was the thing that I missed when my headphones cut out? What were you guys talking about?
Oh, we were talking about Joaquin Wilde yeeting himself off the middle rope.
Okay. My last swallow is going to be all of the other women's stuff that happened on NXT. So we got Lyra Valkyria, who I love, defeating Blair Davenport. We had the brawl after the fact. You had Tatum Paxley out there and whatever weird, creepy thing she's doing, which again, I even told Kate, I tweeted about this. I was like, Tatum has confirmed that I have a kink for crazy. And I'd say don't tell my wife, but my wife knows better than anyone. And it took her a second to catch on to what I was saying. But she did. Fakita was out there. Lola Vice. Good shit. We had Roxanne Perez versus Ariana Grace, and we saw a little edge to Roxanne.
Saw a little crazy there.
Oh, yeah.
Which was great. She had to be pulled off, and then the ref reversed the decision because she was continuing to attack her after the match, not responding.
No, I'm spitting that because how the fuck are you going to reverse the decision? The match is over. The match
referee's
is concluded.
discretion. We've seen it. It's not the first time.
It's happened many times.
No, that's the first time I can recall. But
what was it, like WrestleMania 2 and Tito Santana came back from the back and came out to the ring and told the ref, no, they were cheating. And he was like, oh, he's right. We got to restart the match.
But I feel like that could be okay. That's a fair point. Fair point there.
Vince is a little young. So how about this? How about that time that Chris Jericho won the championship and Triple H threatened Earl Hebner and made him reverse the decision and give him his belt back?
I remember that. Yeah. Okay. All right. There you go. I'm 31, so like I don't go that far back.
There's always like a random like SmackDown or Raw or whatever where it was like senior referee so and so has made this a match, and you're like, when did the senior referee get the ability to make matches? And it's just like once a month, but they always say it sometimes. So you're like, who knows?
Yep.
And like on that point is the next part of my swallow. We finally got an answer, kind of, to how and why Ava Raine is booking things in NXT, and it's all because of Paul Heyman putting the idea in her ear that HBK might need some help. So she went and talked to HBK and is basically his right-hand woman, second in command, assisting HBK in the booking stuff as kind of like an on-screen
One
GM.
Could say she's
him.
The assistant to the regional manager.
Sure. And she announced that the Dusty Classic begins next week, which we talked about with Baron and Braun. And then last but not least, Gigi Dolan, who I love so much, and Cora arguing about a locker, which, okay, but we're getting Gigi Dolan versus Cora, and that's all I need. So, like,
I need them to team again. That's where I need them to
Didn't they team for like a week?
Respect.
Say what?
It's not about a locker, it's about respect.
Yes, it is, but also about a locker.
It's about Cora's disrespect for the locker.
Fair.
So basically everything women on NXT, because they are my favorite thing of NXT, and they're really killing it. All the fun shit happened, and NXT showcases women better than any other major promotion in wrestling on prime time. So there's that.
Yeah.
Katie, spit or swallow.
Oh, my last one. Okay, I'm gonna swallow British Strong Style reuniting.
Big Strong Style boys.
It's not Big Strong Boy Tyler, but it's still Tantric Tyler for now. Might change. And Butch taking on Yes Boy. Which I'm just happy Tyler Bates up on the roster now. Butch needed some friends because Rich Holland went to NXT, and then her Dragunov, and that became a thing. And Sheamus is still out.
We got to put that man's face on the milk carton.
Sheamus is probably coming back at the Rumble. Take it easy.
I hope so. Greatest mass wrestler of all time, by the way.
Oh my god. But I loved British Strong Style in NXT and NXT UK from the little bits that I saw in there. Obviously, they don't have Trent Seven, but that's okay. We just need Big Strong Boy and Butch. That's all I need. And I love Pretty Deadly too. So it was a hell of a tag match.
It didn't Trent Seven sign with TNA?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he did. Yes, boy.
The Forbidden Door. It's all happening. It's all connecting.
I was going to say, we won't get Mustache Martin back because as much as I love Butch, I don't think he can grow. He grows facial hair like Vince does.
He's got the long hair.
Hey. I resent
It's not thick and luscious, but it's there.
It's factual, but still.
You resemble that remark.
I resent it.
And resemble.
Oh my god.
Do I still swallow? Okay, this is my last one, right?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna gargle because of the way the show ended, but I'm gonna gargle Roman Reigns blue balling us from a finish / climax to the main event of SmackDown. Because as much as I love Roman Reigns, I hate not getting a clean finish or getting the climax resolution to whatever it is that we're doing. And we had a fantastic triple threat match. A lot of close near falls towards the end there. I really thought Randy was going to get the win at the end, and then LA Knight pulls the ref, I believe, pulls him out of the ring. Fan-fucking-tastic. It was great shit. The backdrops onto the table spots, all really, really good shit. But in all seriousness, though, it is more of a swallow because it was a fantastic main event. And the entire time, Nick Aldis was not pressed. He let Roman do what the fuck he was going to do. And I love that Nick Aldis is not letting Roman Reigns just run all over him like Adam Pearce did. And shout out to Adam Pearce. I love Adam Pearce, but he did let Roman Reigns walk all over him. Nick Aldis literally just casually went up to Paul Heyman. He's like, yeah, you're gonna go ahead and tell your clients that he's gonna now have a fatal 4-way match at the Royal Rumble with all 3 of those competitors. So have fun explaining that. And they did like the whole like backstage segment on WWE.com or whatever, where they actually did that whole interaction at Gorilla. So fantastic triple threat match. Despite Roman Reigns blue balling us, everything's a swallow.
I prefer a messy finish, especially on a face, in more ways than one. However, no, I agree. Nick Aldis making it a fatal 4-way, Bloodline showing up, wrecking all the guys. After Paul Heyman did his thing where he said The Rock is not even invited to dinner, he can't sit at the head of the table.
That's true.
Now Roman was going to smash all 3 guys or any of the 3 guys who ever won, and then went out to make sure nobody won, and now he's got to smash all 3 of them. The whole setup with Paul doing his thing, and then the look on Paul's face when Aldis is like, all right, well, fuck you. It's a fatal 4-way now. Tell Roman that. And just walked away. Loved it.
Good shit. And I'm so glad I didn't get spoiled about that too, because the last couple times, like I'll go on Twitter and it'll be like, "Oh, spoilers! This is what's gonna happen on this for this thing." Like the AJ's return got spoiled for me, so I'm like, I'm staying off of Twitter for SmackDown from here on out. I don't know what it is with SmackDown that I always get spoiled somehow, but it was good shit. I didn't knew the AOP was returning. I didn't knew that the Fatal 4-Way match was gonna happen. I like it because I think at Chamber it's gonna be. I think they're trying to like milk this Roman Randy match, or just kind of give them an option in case they can't do Rock versus Roman. Either the Chamber or Mania, so they're kind of like doing some stopgaps for Roman, and this is the best way to do it. Randy doesn't have to take a pin in the Fatal 4-Way match. It could be either AJ or LA Knight, and then that can set up a match between LA Knight and AJ at Chamber. So all good shit.
All right. Yeah. Dani, you have the honor of closing us out. You got one last bitter swallow?
No. I don't have anything else, I don't think. I'm just tired.
Well, if that is the case, I'll let you kick us off. What was your favorite show you watched this week?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, the Nick Gage Invitational at GCW Live. It was awesome and amazing, and I loved it. And I love that they incorporated stories and that Miuto Extremo won. It was so good. I had a great time.
There you go. Katie, your favorite show?
I think I'm gonna have to go SmackDown.
Vince?
Yeah, I got SmackDown too. Like I said during the show, aside from Logan Paul, that was the only negative thing I could even say about SmackDown. So yeah, SmackDown's my favorite.
I'm gonna go NXT just because it gave me the most women for my dollar, and that's generally how I go about what I enjoy.
Yeah. Okay.
Bang for my buck, women for my dollar. Kind of, not really. Title. Anything stick out?
No, I don't have anything specifically. We can talk about it after we end the show.
It's kind of like messy finish, and if you can get on the face or on a face in there as well, if it'll fit, I do enjoy that for a title.
Messy finish on the face.
On a face. On a face.
On the face. Got it.
On the face. Yes.
All right.
Dani, thank you for joining us. You were fantastic, and I really appreciate you coming through. Absolutely. Please tell everyone where they can check out all your content, find you, and hopefully nicely interact with you about wrestling and whatever else.
Oh, all my links are on just DaniLeighXOXO.com. I do have separate things for like my social media, exclusive content, and then also just like my wrestling pages as well. If you just want to follow my wrestling pages.
You guys can check her out on TikTok. She does fun shit there, dresses up like DX, all sorts of fun shit. Go check that out and look out for Wagon Wednesdays because it is again, my favorite part of Wednesdays. Katie, plug yourself, please.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter, KatieWrestling13, link to my bio to get all things She Lead Showcase, twitch.tv/She Lead Showcase, and youtube.com/She Lead Showcase, typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish. We also have the Patreon, patreon.com/She Lead Showcase. will be coming back this month. You get exclusive non-wrestling podcasts over there. And Inside the Mind of is coming back on Monday. And well, I'm filming it on Monday night, so I'll probably upload it Tuesday. But I'm finally getting back into that, so it feels good to get back into that. One step closer to getting to Mania. Fingers crossed.
Look at that, Vince. You fixed your camera just in time for you to plug yourself.
I did nothing. I just unfroze. I could fully hear everyone too, so I was just gonna like kind of do like what's it called? Like with the puppet?
Ventriloquism.
Yeah, I was gonna do that. Throw my voice and whatnot. But you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SESVince. The link to my bio takes you to everything Smackin It Raw. Get Your Podcast will be returning next week. So stay tuned for that next weekend. Also, I talked some Bulls basketball. I dropped like a random episode. So go ahead and hit up my link tree. Talk Bulls basketball. It was a fun time.
And as always, you guys can follow me on X at Matt Ridders, at MATTRDDR for your wrestling content, at Getting Off for your horror content, and everywhere else. TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky at Smackin It Raw. And please go check out our friends. TC was in the chat. Young Kings Wrestling, fantastic wrestling podcast. Botch Spots and Chair Shots. Will and Allison are always here supporting us, and they're fantastic. Broadcast, same thing. Love those guys. Go check out them. Get Your Podcast, Marks with Mikes. Vince has kind of cheated on me with the Get Your Podcast, so that's also his thing. But Jess is cheating on him with Marks with Mike. So, like, it works out.
Pretty
Kyle was in the chat. Apron Bump. Katie had an episode with him last month. Trying to compete with me for Grand Slam Apron Bump champion. So, you're not gonna. That'll be me.
I will.
And of course, Wednesday Night Wallop, which one of their last episodes was Wrestle Quizdom with the three of us, and I am your Wrestle Quizdom 2-time champion. Just
I did it
for
story.
Miss Katie Kinzy, baby, the Pornhub Poppy, SES Vince, and Dani Leigh. I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Moderator, and this has been the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub. Dani, again, thank you. I know you're tired. You can hang out with us for a little bit, or you can go get some sleep. I have a feeling as soon as you go, all of the viewers are probably going to leave as well. But if you guys want to stick around and hear us bullshit for a little bit, you guys can do that as well. But no, you were great. You had no reason to be nervous, and I hope you had a good time.
I did. Thank you for having me.
Good stuff. I don't think there was any controversial with any of your opinions out there. I think we agree with almost everything you had to say.
Well, that's because, like, if I disagree with anyone, I just didn't speak up.
Oh, you absolutely can. Feel free to.
I don't know. I'm not. I need to get better. I don't know.
Next time.
Yeah. We disagree with Vince constantly.
Oh, every show. It's always.
Okay. Regardless, we won't say a word, but what are your personal feelings on Dominic Mysterio?
Me?
Yeah.
I love him.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. There is some love for Dominic Mysterio on here.
Yeah, like, honestly, like, I didn't have much hope for him, to be honest. Like with him and Ray, I didn't think Dominic would be anything. And he's really, like, impressed me. Like, he's coming to his own. Like, he knows what he's doing, and it's awesome. Like, I love to see it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Love him or hate him, you gotta respect him. But I mean, I love it, and I love how much people boo him. Like, I love it to death.
Yeah,
it's fair.
I will say, like, my wife has kind of been in and out of wrestling, and because I was home Monday, I had New Year's off, I was watching Raw, and she was working on something in the room, and when that whole segment with Dom was going on, they were booing. Like, it made her chuckle and perk up and pay attention, so I will give him that. The issue isn't whether or not Dominic Mysterio is great. It's how much Vince sucks Dominic Mysterio's dick that is the issue.
You can't overdo that, though.
You absolutely can. Yes, you can.
like me and Justin have been pushing for him to be the one to win the Rumble and dethrone the Tribal Chief, and then everyone in Judgment Day will rule all of WWE and have all the titles. Just put the title on. Just put the title on Dom already. What you're afraid of? He's the workhorse. Aside from Cody Rhodes, he was there all the time. He
doesn't even need titles. He doesn't need a title.
He doesn't need it, but I want it for him.
I understand, but usually people like us who root for heels don't usually get what you want. So
that's true.
So
you have to wait until the right moment where he's going to take it off someone that everyone universally loves, that he will be like hated. And I'm not saying Seth Rollins, who's been a champion before, but someone, let's say LA Knight gets like his first championship and then Dom beats him. Oof, that's going to be really hard. That's what I would love to see.
Cody wins the title from Roman. Dom wins Money in the Bank, cashes in on Cody. He becomes the new champion.
Yep, that would be good too.
There you go.
So when you and Just are blowing Dominic Mysterio, do you guys take turns, or do you guys just kind of like put him in between you and do it at the same time?
Why are you trying to figure out a technique so you can join us later?
I will not be joining you in the Dominic Mysterio dick sucking. That will not happen. I'm just curious.
Listen,
because you got Dom PWI Best Wrestler 2024.
I mean, he was
bigger head of the table.
That's JD.
That's the biggest head of the table. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some water and check in on my fiance, make sure she's doing okay. BRB.
Sorry, we said hi.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm glad you had fun, Dani. And like I said, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah. I just need to work on my speaking skills. Or
You're fine. No. And listen, you are more than welcome to come back anytime you want. And, you know, a lot of that's just getting comfortable. Like, I've been doing this 6 years. I am super fucking comfortable, especially with Katie and Vince. This is your first time with 3 people that you haven't, like, you and I have DM'd back and forth, starting with, like, hey, would you like to come on the podcast?
Yeah.
Like, you haven't really got to know us yet. So once you come on a few more times, you get a little more comfortable with us.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
You were great. You really were. So
thank you. Yeah.
Katie, if you don't want to say it because we're still live, can I at least get a DM of who's on the next Inside the Mind of? Since you haven't told me, you just said I booked somebody, and I
Oh, I'm so sorry. I have to let you know. I mean, I can say it. I don't care. It's Adam Bernard. He was one of the podcasters I met in Detroit.
Okay.
Of that fucking shit show. But he does a podcast with like the Blue Meanie, and he has his own podcast. I met him through Haley. Super sweet guy. He was down, so we're doing it Monday night, 7.
No, that'll be dope. And listen, you don't have to tell me, but I feel like I helped you name Inside the Mind of. I've been on the most episodes of Inside the Mind of. I was the one that interviewed you for your Inside the Mind of when you got really drunk, and we got that clip that you hate about what you said about Goldberg.
We don't talk about this anymore. Stop.
And as we've talked about, I'm basically like a surrogate father figure to you. So like I have an invested interest in the success of your podcasting career.
I mean, all the things you said are true. All the things you said are valid. This might be one of the few that you're not mentioned in.
Which is fine. I told you, you need to mention me less.
I'm trying. Hence, I found people who you don't know. Justin does have... Actually, no, you're wrong, Justin. Willow has the most views.
Yeah, no, Willow beat you out for that. So Inside the Mind of is an interview series that Katie's been doing. She took a little time off last year at the end of the year, but she was dropping like one every couple weeks where she was interviewing other podcasters, content creators, stuff like that. And just like she has a set criteria of questions that she kind of asks everyone, and then gets into conversations with them about their love of wrestling, how they got into doing what they're doing, their jobs or podcasting, whatever, stuff like that. And it's a really fun series that she does. So
yeah, sounds cool.
Yeah, the one I did with Willow, we actually ended up talking about her like starting a podcast on that, and that was months ago. And now she's kind of starting that, so I'm very happy for her.
Oh, that's cool.
And she said she got a sign and everything. I was like, okay, Willow, look at you go.
Happy New Year's to you too, Jesus. And listen, Jesus, I'm happy to have you back. I missed you. You abandoned us for most of 2023.
Yeah, because he was on my show.
Yeah, I know. I'd only see you in the chat, so it's nice to have you back harassing Vince with me. I appreciate it.
I mean, I guess. I
mean, if Vince would just take his shirt off, Jesus wouldn't have to harass him anymore.
You know, I feel like I'm being peer pressured to doing something that I'm not consenting to.
I would never do that. I'm just saying the people are petitioning.
Gotta give the
People are rioting.
Maybe I'll take my shirt off when Hangman wears some assless chaps to the ring.
Oh, here we fucking go.
All chaps are assless.
They really are.
Maybe I'll take my shirt off when everybody admits the gore is not a spear.
Speaking of assless chaps, Sky Blue tonight had like the fucking choke, like, but it had like the ring on the yeah. No, I like that look. I love like the little bit of dominatrix that she's kind of gotten into.
I literally just ran into a gif of it. Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Love that.
No,
JJ is petitioning for you to keep your shirt on. Apparently, I'm enough.
Okay, well there you go.
I mean, there was a whole episode where you and Will were topless.
There was this show where there was too many men topless.
What? It was something. Something happened, and I had promised the internet if whatever happened, I'd go topless on the episode. I don't remember what it was.
Oh,
that's a good question.
I don't remember.
And I think it was tits out for 300 was a thing too.
I think that's what started it.
Yeah.
That was the first one, maybe.
Because you wanted to have your tits out for episode 300.
Matt just wanted an excuse to have his tits out.
I get it.
Okay.
Katie was getting us all the views with her shoulders. I had to pull my end on my show. All right.
Shoulder.
Nothing will ever top double stuffed Oreo. And
which
I really wish
we have to run back. I think if we run it back sometime this year, he'll come back in some way, shape, or form.
At the end of the show, this dude popped into the chat and just would not stop hitting on and flirting with Katie in the chat. Called her a white queen and was just all about, and then just disappeared. Like never came back, never came to.
No, because now he's just always lurking. He's always just gonna lurk and never say anything.
He's voyeuring now. He's not participating.
We don't.
Yeah. She was like Mariah May to Katie's Tony Storm in that chat, right?
He was. Listen, I was called a white beauty. There's a lot of on Pyru. There's a lot of things being said, and I was like, we all need to have a conversation after the fact because I don't know what half the shit is being said to me is about. I was like, somebody help. But I mean, it's only ever so often that happens, which I'm not mad at.
I'm not 100% clear on how the new Twitch artistic nudity policy works.
I thought they revoked it within 24 hours.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Because people were using like I guess there is some anime character that has a body of a child but is really 1,200 years old, and they were producing nude art, so they realized it had already crossed the line into like that line. So
there's always somebody that's going to ruin it for everyone else.
I think it lasted like 24 hours, and they're like, no, you can't do this.
They said you guys lost your privileges. Fuck off.
TC, who are you talking about? He's like,
no, that's what he said. That was one of the quotes.
What one of the quotes from the On Pyru man said to me.
Oh, the On Pyru man.
I don't know what else to call him.
Well, I guess if you guys do double stuff Oreo, I can't be in that episode because it has to be you, Katie, Reek, and TC.
That's generally how a double stuffed Oreo works, Vince.
It's usually how it goes.
I mean, I can't do the show next week.
Wait.
So we got late developments that Friday we're gonna start moving. So next weekend we're gonna be moving. So depending on how the moving goes, I might just want to like rest after a long day of moving on my crap. So
well, we'll see how the weather goes also, because depending on that, we might just not do a show next week because I'm looking forward. It looks like Saturday, and I gotta see how much snow we're gonna get if I'm gonna get called into work. Since Katie won't be available next week, you won't be available next week. If anything, I'll get Will to come on with me, and I know Heel Face Pod wanted to come on, so I can hit them up. I've got a few people I can hit up. Yeah, I know will show up if need be. But if it snows and I can't come in, we won't do one next week. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Because I already told Matt ahead of time that I will be getting drunk on Saturday on a booze cruise. So
you're not doing next week. Oh, damn. So
Matt has known about this for a while though.
Yeah. Matt's a big boy. He can handle it.
To be fair.
I'm watching.
Yeah. Well, I just don't want to do the thing where I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do the show, and then the day of, I'm like, I can't do it because I don't have internet like access on in my apartment anymore, or something comes up or whatever. So I'd rather just say I can't come, and if I can, just randomly show up topless, just like Matt did after coitus. Except I probably wouldn't be done with coitus. I'd be done moving.
You're gonna move topless in Chicago in the middle of winter?
I mean, I can move boxes topless in the apartment or rearrange some things. I can show up topless. Yeah. We'll see. What the fuck is going on in the chat?
I think I'm gonna go to bed now.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for having me, and it was nice meeting you guys.
Nice meeting you.
Absolutely. Like I said, you are always invited back on. Hit me up. Let me know if you ever want to come back on. I'll hit you up. See when you're down again. It was a blast, and thank you.
All right, thank you guys.
Appreciate you.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.
Bye.
And there go all the viewers.
They're still here. Relax.
TC's the first one dipping. TC's the first one out the door. He's like, all right, I'm gone. He was in the chat calling her Beatty Benzie. What the fuck?
Listen, I need to rewatch that episode.
Dude, it was my favorite episode of 2023.
It was. Listen, there's been some outrageous shit that has happened on the show. That might be in like my top 10 moments of outrageous shit since I've been doing the show.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is, at least when outrageous shit happens, you're safe because you have us.
True.
Yeah. It's not like we just throw you out to the wolves as outrageous shit happens and leave you with no lifeline. Like we're here for you.
No, yeah. Like
we got the hot tag.
There's been a few dicey moments on this show where Matt had to save the day.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's what I do.
Do we just like end the stream? I'm recovering from RSV, so that's why I'm still my health. So,
you ready for 8 inches on Tuesday, Vince?
You all need to chill.
I'm sorry, what?
Are you ready for 8 inches on Tuesday?
What the fuck?
He's asking you a serious question.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What do you think he's talking about?
Oh.
That's how I refer to sex with you. I call it a snowstorm because I'm white. You ready for 8 inches on Tuesday, Vince? No, the snowstorm coming to Chicago. I'm looking now. It says on Tuesday total. I mean, it's bounced all over the fucking place, but right now it's sitting at 8.
I mean, we'll see how it goes. I think we've had something like that last year where it was supposed to be like 7 to like 9 inches of snow, and it was barely anything. So
there's definitely a snow bunny in Pittsburgh.
You're my
no, there's a lot of fucking snow right now, and it's gonna snow all day tomorrow, and that means I'm not leaving my house again.
Maxie.
I don't drive in the shit if I don't have to because I fucking hate it.
Everyone that lives in Chicago, like Vince sent me a thing and I sent it to Kate because that's how I feel about Chicago weather. Where this guy's like, it's fine for like the holidays, but like, why the fuck is it snowing now? I needed it gone yesterday.
I needed it gone a week ago. Like, what the fuck is this? Everyone was like, oh my god, snow. And I was like, oh my god, snow. Like, it's pretty to look at, but I don't want to drive in it. I don't want to get it on me. Unless like the nieces want to go play in the snow, I'll take them for the team.
Honestly, it's literally just for the aesthetic. When you do fall activities, you take pictures and stuff. You get like a little drizzle of snow in the air, all that stuff. But like now,
I want to be somebody that makes enough money to vacation to snow, but I don't want to live where there's snow. Like I want to be able to go there and not have to worry about, like Katie said, driving in it, living in it, shoveling it, blah blah blah. I want to like go visit snow.
Yeah.
I just can't. I don't like it. And since it's getting cold, like my hand is starting to act up again, and my knees. I laid down yesterday, and my entire like lower body was in so much pain because of how cold it is. I can't deal with this shit again. I need spring immediately.
My whole hand has been like hurting ever since I left work. Like almost 12 hours ago. Like right now I've actually just like keeping it like here because it hurts like right here, like on like my knuckles. Like it's just cold.
Give you some knuckles. Also, I just love that I asked Vince if he was ready for 8 inches on Tuesday, and it just got him so flustered.
He said, whoa, what?
Hold up, pause, rewind. Wind that shit back.
We don't pause here. What is said, and you know that. This is not a pause podcast. I mean, every dirty innuendo I make in the way that you feel I meant it.
And there's been a few that have gone over your head, which is very entertaining to watch. Because Matt and I make eye contact, and you just keep talking about something, and we both just start laughing because I heard it and understood it, and you just keep talking.
Story of my life. Some things tend to go over my head, and I keep going with my current train of thought. It happens.
So messy finish on a face.
Messy finish on the face.
Episode 324.
324. I was gonna use that picture that I found of Mariah May where she's just like
that'll actually work for the title.
Yeah. It was either that or The Rock, but I didn't want to put The Rock.
Dwayne.
No. He hindered gender. So I'm just saying. It's okay. A lot of things go over my head. I'm 5'7". A lot of things go over my head.
JJ said Indy got their first snow on yesterday. I think ours was what? Halloween?
Yeah, we got our first snow day on Halloween.
And then the nothing on Christmas or New Year's.
And then November 1st, completely hot weather. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I think this is the first one we've had that like stuck. Which, whatever. Again, I'm not leaving my house unless absolutely necessary. So Tuesday.
Yeah. No, I feel
so. We had an argument about this. I don't remember on what. Not us. Me and Kate.
Oh.
Where Kate was trying to say that she shovels, and we have a deal where she's supposed to shovel. But last year, I did the majority of the shoveling at the new house because I was here in the winter when we were moving. We didn't really move until after, so she wasn't here to shovel. So I was shoveling this house, which was the point I was trying to make. But she shoveled it, Elgin. I'll give her that. But the deal is, I pick up the dog shit because she doesn't want to do it in the winter, and she shovels, and then blah blah blah. Divide and conquer, right?
Yeah.
Originally, I was shoveling. She was doing that. She didn't want to do it anymore. She'd rather shovel. And I also got a fucking snow blower and shit, so that makes it a little easier when the snow's heavy. But she went out and shoveled today, and I didn't have to, and I was so happy.
Really, God bless.
I came back. What, Vince? You leaving?
No, I just saw Jesus' question. No, it didn't snow Survivor Series weekend. It was just cold.
Yeah. I took Zoe out to go pick up a birthday present for Kate from Zoe. And when I got back, she had the back porch all shoveled, and she comes in, she's like, I'm going to do something, and I'm going to go shovel the front. And I'm like, I love you so much. You're the best wife ever. You know where the shovel is.
You know where the shovel is. I mean, TC thinks it's going to snow in Vegas. Might.
All right. Even though I took one already, post-show pee-pee. I'll be back.
Okay.
Look.
I'm rooting for you.
How many doses?
Let me see. I should start working on this thumbnail. Because did I fall asleep, to be honest? That's what happened, I think, last time we did a show. I fell asleep and I didn't get the thumbnail out right away. But, you know, it'd be what it be.
It is what it is. I was like,
Getcho's
why did you
here?
send me a picture? Yeah, that picture's fun.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. Jesus, we've been at this for almost 2.5 hours.
I mean, this is normal, kind of.
Yeah,
it's become normal.
Yeah. So I don't know how long the moving process is going to be, because since I still have the whole rest of the month here still, since we already started the month, we're going to take our time, but we're only going to be moving during the weekends because those are the only days we have off. So for sure next week I might not be able to make it, and then even the following week, depending on how things go and how
it's okay. Katie will be here the rest of the year. She only needs 1 week off, and that's next week.
There you go. No, just like I said, I just want to let y'all know, just so you know well in advance.
You got a new place?
Moving into Melissa's spot because it's a 3-bedroom apartment near Lane Tech instead of us just staying in my 1-bedroom basement garden unit. So
basement,
you know, no more basement banters for me. You know, I'll still have a basement. I just won't be in the basement. It's a new place.
Wow. Well, I mean, I have a feeling that it's not the best circumstances to have to move, but I'm happy for you because I know you've dealt with a lot of BS there.
Bullshit.
So
yeah,
on that end, I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I actually have not paid my rent yet. I haven't had a conversation yet. We're just gonna write this shit out and see how it goes. I'll have an update next week. We'll see.
Will you? You won't be here. Neither will I.
I might jump in the chat to update. Or
honestly,
like
I'll be watching. I just will be very intoxicated.
Remember when I scared you awake that one time I stayed there?
Dude, what the fuck? You snored so loud. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I ran out, and it was just you.
Listen, sleep apnea it's a real serious problem. People have it, and you can't.
People have it.
Yeah.
Jesus, get a CPAP, Jesus.
Oh, these things are loud.
Jesus says I don't snore.
Dude, what do you then? What the fuck was that then?
Maybe he farted in his sleep.
Probably.
Repeatedly.
I believe that. No, but yeah, I'll go more into detail like once we end the stream, like about the whole moving stuff and why it's a good thing. Sleep paralysis is definitely everything. I had sleep paralysis for a hot minute there. Kind of stopped, but man, that should wouldn't wish that on anyone. Like when I woke you up without even laying a finger on you.
What did you lay on him though?
His dick.
Wait. Yes, I remember now because he had woken up.
A dick on his face.
No, not. He didn't lay anything on me, but he had woken up. I was still sleeping, and he walked into my room because he was gonna wake me up. And then I guess he was going to just like finger poke me of doom me or something. And then I woke up, saw that, and woke and scared and jumped off my bed. I'm like, what the fuck?
He was just standing at the edge of your bed like Katie in Paranormal Activity, where she's just like standing there watching Mika. I don't know why that came to mind. I haven't watched that movie in so long, but
No,
is that
more like the evil monkey in Chris's closet from Family Guy.
Jesus
More like that. It was more like that. You have a video?
Whoa.
Without my consent, Jesus?
You're fine. You're in the video.
Jesus, we need to talk about you filming people and then doing things to them in their sleep.
Yeah, that's not okay.
That's not okay.
This man woke me up in the morning because he was out here playing GTA 5 loudly as fuck on my PS5.
How else are you gonna play?
So, I've had a fucked up day. So last night, right as I was about to go to bed, Zoe woke up, which, by the way, potty training is going fantastic. She's been great. But she woke up. She had to go potty. She wanted to sleep in our room. And I was not in the mood to fight her. But also, she was like all on my side of the bed, taking up the majority of it. So I couldn't go to sleep. She wasn't going to sleep. And it was like almost 4 a.m. I'm like, you want to just go downstairs? I'm like, all right, I can take her downstairs. I'll put a movie on. She'll fall asleep. And then hopefully I can fall asleep. But that didn't happen. She kept waking up. So I ended up just staying up all night. Finally, about 8 a.m, I went to bed. Probably fell asleep around 9. So I got like 3 hours of sleep. I got back up at noon, then ran around and did shit. While we were running around doing stuff, she's like, I want Taco Bell, Daddy, for lunch. Well, first, no, let me correct that. I asked her, what do you want for lunch? Because we were out. She goes, McDonald's. I'm like, all right, what do you want from McDonald's? She goes, I want a cheeseburger and chicken nuggets and french fries. And I'm like, that's a lot of food. You're not going to eat all that. And she goes, just give me what I want. And I'm like, excuse me? Hold on.
Told you terrible threes.
Then we're leaving, and she sees Wendy's, and she goes, ooh, Wendy's. I'm like, do you want Wendy's instead of McDonald's? She goes, yeah. So I pull into the parking lot. I'm like, Taco Bell's over there. Do you want McDonald's, Wendy's, or Taco Bell? She goes, Taco Bell. I'm like, are you sure? Yes, Taco Bell. I'm like, if I go to Taco Bell, you don't want McDonald's? No. You don't want Wendy's? No. Taco Bell? Yes. What do you want from Taco Bell? Hard shell taco and 2 cheesy roll-ups. Okay. Gotcha.
I love the cheesy roll-ups. I get it.
And then I ate Taco Bell. And apparently, and I feel like I've known this for a while and I've just been ignoring it, I'm too old to eat Taco Bell because I've been fucked up all day. I don't know if it was the roast beef pizza with jardinere from last night, which might have been it that a guy at work got that I had some of. That could have fucked my stomach up. It also was probably the Taco Bell. I was worried before the Deadpool that I'd have to leave. And I was also worried about this, but apparently I had handled everything.
No, you did great.
Yeah, so that I didn't have to. But my stomach has been fucked for like the last 4 hours.
That sounds like a lot that's going on.
I bet you do eat the spicy soft taco.
Hey, yo.
Bruh, Jesus just sent me the video.
Jesus, you got me on Twitter. Shoot me a DM.
So I'm in my bed, just like rolled up like a burrito. I'm like this. All you see is my head. All you see is my head sticking out from underneath the covers.
Now the bubble guts.
And then all you see is just Jesus' hand just go and just touch me a little bit, and then you see me.
He was gonna bless, dude. Jesus is in the habit of blessing people, and you got to touch him to bless him. He was trying to bless you, and you freaked out.
Peace with you.
You didn't get Jesus' blessing.
Oh, going out.
I hope that's not an innuendo for something.
Everything's an innuendo around here, Vince. You should know that by now.
Oh man. Fair enough.
We're 2 for 2 with OnlyFans models as guests, though.
Let's go, gang.
Yeah, Dani was great. Willow was great. Fuck other podcasters. I'm just going to start bringing OnlyFans models and wrestling fans on.
Whoa.
Well, obviously you guys, like our friends, but like...
I mean, we're part of the show, so they can't really be like... Fuck
I was more so referring to like when we bring new people on, they're like, I love your show, and then...
Oh, do you? What? Name things about the show.
Yeah. I don't want to be a dick, but I feel like I have to screening that way. Like, oh, you watch the show all the time?
That's literally what
What's your favorite episode?
The episode where you spit and swallow.
Yeah.
Oh,
they don't even know that, Vince. When I look at them and say, "Hey, spit or swallow. They're like, excuse me? And it's like, oh yeah, but you listen to the show all the time. You have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yes, Justin, like that person.
In private, we need to do kind of like a tier ranking. Like those tier ranking videos, or like S tier, A tier, B tier. But the tier ranking of like the worst guest experiences or like worst guests on the show, but it's just for us. No one else.
Oh, I already have my answer.
Yeah, I know.
I have a worst 2.
Do you guys know my answer?
We're not doing that live on stream, Vince.
No. I'm saying I said it.
Just said, oh yes, let's do that now.
TC also has his answer.
Your answer for our show or your show, TC?
Or in general?
Just
because
send it to the calf. Let us know.
Send it to the calf.
He said, "Meet me in the chat." Send in the calf, sir.
Oh my god!
Meet me in the chat.
This would be a perfect time to end the stream and send invites to TC and Justin and just like have a little shindig.
Oh, he said in general, Vince knows.
Oh,
fuck.
We might have the same answer then.
Wait, but someone put it in the cap right now. Everyone's gonna wake up in the morning and be like, "What the fuck's going on in here?" Everyone, I say, Reek, since he's dead asleep.
I honestly haven't opened it, so I just saw like the Gucci Mane my shirt off to Vince.
There was a lot that was going on in that chat. 95% sure we have the same answer. Like I said, I have 2.
I literally just forgot that dude's name. I was gonna put it in the chat and I forgot the dude's name. That's how irrelevant that guy is.
I'm not doing it on air because one of mine is one of Just's boys. And I think I've told Just about this. And I love the dude. I do, but
I think we talked about this on an after show with Justin. I think last time.
Listen, you leave Benji out of this. Nah, just kidding. I love you, Benji. I miss you, Benji.
No. I think what we talked about was how one of his boys wouldn't work on the show, not why they were one of my least favorites.
Oh, maybe that's what.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what your answer is.
We talk about a lot of stuff on the show. I'm just waiting for TC to drop it in the chat.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on, TC?
He said, "Meet me in the chat." I'm waiting.
I just remembered his name.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he said, "My MacBook's dying. Rendezvous on Twitter."
We'll wrap it up here anyway. Thank everyone for watching and joining us. The 4 of you, or however many that stuck around and continued.
I have 4 tabs open on Twitch, and
I was gonna say we did get a new follower.
Oh yeah, it was the Juice main person.
Which I wanted to like address him when he said that he hasn't been watching wrestling since like 2004 and he's 36, and I'm like, yeah, so am I. And now's the best. Like, I want to do that, but I didn't get that chance to come back. And then when I came back, for some reason, all of his messages were gone from the chat. So,
oh shit! Well, now you got me scrolling. I was gonna say they're still there for me.
Yeah, no. When I left the call and came back to fix my headphones,
all his
shit disappeared for some reason.
It happens. So when you leave a call and come back, everything in the previous like session disappears, and then
night, JJ.
Fair. Good night, JJ.
Yeah, night, guys. I think everyone should say good nights. Goodbye and good night. Bang.